Hello, hello, happy Friday. Welcome to our Friday Witchy Hangout. We do this every single Friday where we get together, we blend our energies together, and we ask a juicy question of the universe. And today we are asking the juiciest of juicy questions. Who has a crush on you? Besides me, because you're looking really good today, girl. You're looking good. You're looking fine. You're looking fresh. Okay. So as per usual, we have our 3 piles, and let's just go ahead and get right into it. Actually, before we get into the 3 piles, we do have an anchor card today. So in case you're new, the anchor card, sometimes it just falls out on its own. I have been thinking recently, I wonder if Spirit is trying to say maybe we need a 4th pile, but let's be real, I'm very long-winded and we'll be here all day. So anyways, not always, but a lot of times we get an anchor card. I take that as a common energy, a base energy that goes into all of the piles. And I feel like we read the cards together, so I like for you to get a good look at the main cards that are going into the reading. I show you a lot of the cards too as we go along, but the ocean is the anchor card, so get a good look at that. You might get some type of a hit off of that. It might mean something to you. You might see it in your mind as we're moving through the reading, but I feel like I pick up on the general energy, and you might pick up on more niche things or more specific things to your situation and maybe even other people's situations. So feel free to add it in the chat. Hello. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and put up these are our 3 piles to pick from. We've got pile number 1, which is the tear, pile number 2, which is the seed, and pile number 3, which is the thread. So if you haven't already picked your pile, now is a good time to do that. You can take a moment, meditate, clear your mind, clear your energy, and be drawn in from that space to whatever pile or multiple piles. Maybe some of you are looking really foxy. I knew it. Like, you were looking really fresh. I could just feel it. So maybe there's more than one person that has a crush on you. And we'll take this moment of silence as well. Even if you already have picked your pile, this is the part where we like to just calm ourselves down and really get into a good state for the rest of the reading, and especially to get into that receptive mode. Really, all of us are in receptive mode, right? Because we're receiving like the messages. So, okay. And whenever you're ready, you can open up your eyes. I almost said mouth. You can open that too if you want. And be drawn in to whichever pile or piles you feel called to. Perfect Friday to usher in Mercury direct. Perfect Friday. Let's see who has a juicy crush on us. Yes. Oh, nice. We love a long-winded queen. I'm so glad you're in the right place. Okay, so if you're ready, if you need another couple of seconds with this, go ahead and pause it here, but we're going to go ahead and move into pile number 1, which is the tear. Pile number 1, which is the tear. Okay, so Spirit for pile number 1. Okay, I keep hearing like, you're so gorgeous. It makes me tear up. It makes me want to cry. Okay, Spirit, for pile number 1, who has a crushy crush on pile number 1? Who has a crush on pile number 1? Oh, we got this Pele energy. And we've got this Ganesha energy. Okay, so somebody here is definitely mad about some type of obstacles. Maybe it's obstacles that you've put up between you and this person. Or maybe it's just other obstacles. Like they're just frustrated that the timing isn't quite right, or that they're really busy, or that your office got moved away from their office because they used to run into you in the break room or something like that. But okay, tell us more about this person. Whew. There's some energy rolling off of this person, okay? Whoa. And they're like kind of dialed into you, but this is like kind of a hungry for you kind of energy. I don't know. I'm a little scared. Who is this person? Who is this person, Spirit? Oh my gosh. Okay. So we've got some clarification on why this person is so angry. It's because this person just feels like they are perfect for you. There's obstacles in their way that they wish that they could move. They're very frustrated at these obstacles. I'm not getting that this person is so much frustrated with you. I heard if anything, they're more frustrated with themselves because maybe there's been obstacles or karmic things I'm kind of getting that this person has had to work through. And I'm seeing steel, like actually inside of this person's like chest, almost like their rib cage. So maybe for some, oh yeah, I just heard, I got an icebox where my heart used to be. So maybe for some, this person was like, for some of you, I feel like you might have already been in well, maybe not a relationship, but it's like this person should have shown you that they loved you or appreciated you like more when they had you around. And it doesn't, I'm kind of not getting that you were ever in a relationship with this person, but more like it was friendly or like, I don't even think it was courtship maybe for some of you. But there was a time, I kind of am getting the coworker that in your office got moved to like the other side of the building so they can't run into you as much. They have less opportunity to really see you and be around you. And it doesn't have to be that this person's your coworker, but I do feel like there has been some like movement where maybe they it's not quite that they always thought that you would be around kind of thing. It's just that they didn't expect some type of like life circumstance to move you out of their grasp or move you out of their vicinity, like their kind of immediate vicinity. And I feel like this person maybe does get to see you from time to time, but it's just not as much, and they don't have as much of an opportunity to make an impression is what I'm getting. They don't have as much of an opportunity to make an impression, but you might catch this person like staring at you, or you might just feel an energy kind of rolling off of this person whenever they're around. But yeah, it's like, I don't know, something must have changed for this person because they've always liked you. Like they always had a crush on you before. And I think that they were kind of maybe even taking their time to get to know you. They were kind of taking their time to like meander, because I feel like this person was trying to come off like cool or casual. And you know what this is reminding me of? I haven't watched his channel in a minute, but Mr. Frank James, he does the Myers-Briggs stuff, and he does like really fun videos about like all of the different personality types. It's really overwhelming because there's like 14 of them. But there was one where it's like, oh, actually relevant, because it was how 16. I'm hearing how the 16 Myers-Briggs types act whenever they have a crush on you. And he basically said that his formula for that was taking like how they are, but then they kind of try to show that they're the opposite way. So if it's like kind of a really, like a type A stickler kind of, type, they try to play up the like, yeah, I'm fun, like, I'm casual, I'm flowy, kind of thing. Or if it's, if they are that kind of casual type, they try to maybe like teach you something, or, try to instruct you on something. They try to show that they're like responsible. And so I feel like maybe this person I'm not getting that this is so much tied to their personality type so much as like having a crush on you, or I think it's like, actually they have an intense crush on you, and they were determined to kind of make something happen. But I think they were trying to give off this like, oh yeah, I'm casual about this kind of thing, like this meandering kind of flow, like we'll just meander our way there. And this person's like, oh, you idiot, because they always knew that they liked you. They always knew that they wanted you. But I feel like you've fluttered away from their existence. And I feel like this person feels like you almost don't even know that they have a crush on you, or that they have as much intensity behind you. And they don't want to scare you. They don't want to freak you out, because I'm not getting anything like weird off of this person. But they also might be angry at like circumstance. It might be kind of like illogical a bit, where they're angry at the company for needing another person that does your job over there on the East Wing, and like, like they're like, or maybe it's like the universe where they're like, why? So, okay, so let's see what else can you tell us about this person, Spirit? I think, okay, wow. Oh my gosh. Yeah. This person feels like you guys are moving in opposite directions, and they maybe do want to take some type of trip with you. There's something that they want to show you. And I don't know if it's like, maybe you guys talked or something and you were like, oh, I want to go to Machu Picchu or something. And this person's like, we will go to Machu Picchu. And like, they have that like, kind of as a big thing in their mind. Or it could be that this person's maybe not from the place where you're at, and they want to show you. I'm hearing that Sam Hunt song. It's like, I want to show out by the pines where the road ends. It's like, I think that's maybe kinfolk. I want you to meet my kinfolk or something like that. This person wants to kind of move you away. I also feel like they might not like the environment wherever you guys met for some reason. And they really want to like pull you out of that environment so that you guys can hang out. I think this person feels like there's a lot of competition for your attention. But also there's some place that they have like a goal in mind that they want to like take you to that goal. Okay, we've got release at the bottom of the deck. Interesting. Oh, wait, hold on. I just heard myself talking. Okay, I think that's, okay, so the release is at the bottom of the deck. We have Dionysus, which is kind of a card of like debauchery. And then we have this Rhiannon energy. I'm wondering if you release this person because of, I don't know, some type of that kind of Dionysus drinking, like sleeping around kind of energy. I don't know. Okay, so what can you tell us about this person's, like, anything, like their appearance or like any clues on that? Okay, this person could be older than you. And they could be bigger than you, like taller than you or just stockier than you. Hold on. Okay, so they're saying that there's some key. I think this person, okay, I just heard it again. I got a nice box where my heart used to be. And I think this person feels like you have the key to their heart. I think that yeah, like you warm them up somehow, you know, or this person feels like you have the key. This person's trying not to identify themselves too much because I wanted to know about their appearance. And then they started talking about like they feel like you have the key to their heart. They feel like people don't get them to like you do. People don't get to them like you do. But also I feel like you make this person feel comfortable and calm and soothed as well. Like it's not, this person is really attracted to you. Like, and I think they thought that was all it was this like kind of passion, eros sort of thing. And then I think they realized that like through talking to you, I feel like this person's amazed at something because it's like they talk to you kind of a little bit here and there and kind of sporadic, but there's just a way, there's like a demeanor to you. There's just a way, I think it's maybe easy breezy or something. I don't know. There's something about you that makes this person feel like calm and soothed, and it's like they like being around you. You know, it is like that kind of person that you want to be with at the end of the day because you do have this kind of soothing effect on them as well. And yeah, and I think like somewhat sacrificial as well. I feel like this person also feels like you're not in the best environment, and I feel like they kind of want to take you away from that. And it could just be corporate America or something like that. But anyway, interesting. Okay, so I'm asking like about this person's physical appearance, and we have Hades that's come out, and I am kind of getting this person's trying to remain invisible, but like look at the eyes, like the glowing eyes. So there might be something here about this person's eyes, and there's something about they kind of try to stand up kind of strong. Wait, hold up. Okay, I actually feel like, I don't know, maybe it was the things that I said to describe this person. They shut it down because this person's really pissed. They see somebody else around you that has a crush on you, and they don't like that person. Like they're pretty pissed. And I think that person may share similarities in the way that they look. Like, and what did I say about this person so far? That they're older than you and that they're bigger than you, like they're taller or they're stockier. But I feel like they might have a very similar look to them, or like a very similar kind of vibe, and this person does not like that person. But it's not, I think it's not just a jealousy thing. I think this person wants to take you away, like kind of shield you away from that person. They're like kind of low growling. I think they really don't like this person because of like their behavior, because it's almost like they like look very similar, but there's one person here who is like loves you and is kind and like, you know, and then there's another person there who it's like has like this maybe a rage issue, or I don't know. It's kind of like Typhon also is like known for having, I think, multiple kids by multiple, I can't remember what kind of creature, or maybe it's a different, I don't remember, but I remember there was something here about the 3 on his shoulder, and I was like, oh, that reminds me of like the 3 kids that he had with those other 3 mythological creatures, or whoever he has kids by, I don't know. So it's just this person is like kind of growling at that. So I think they're struggling to identify themselves physically. But that's kind of a big clue. They feel like they want to protect you. They kind of want to put you in their home and like kind of, they want to make sure that you're soothed and that you're safe and sound. I think this is the way that you make them feel. And this person maybe has information on somebody else that is around you. Yeah. Okay, so tell me about a little bit more about this person, and we'll see why they like you so much. I mean, some things have come through as well. Okay, so this person feels like they were framed. I don't, this person feels like they were framed by somebody else that's around you. This person, oh my gosh, they felt so much relief. They were like, yes, finally, oh my God. And that's the key. That's the key that they want to give you about as to like who they are. Cause it's like, I'm this person, I'm not that person. And I think they might get frustrated energetically, as they come through in tarot readings. Cause they're like, this motherfucker, like, is kind of glommed on to your connection in some way. It's like, they can't get this person off. They know it's not your fault. I just saw, oh my gosh, I just saw a starfish, like trying to like, you know, their mouth is like at the bottom, but then also they regenerate. Starfish regenerate. So I feel like this person's like, I'm trying to like lob things off of this person and they just keep like regenerating and like coming back, but they're like globbed onto you. And like this person is like trying to get them off. And so I think they felt like they were framed for something, like maybe for even a way that this other person actually is. And they're like, I'm not that way. But I feel like there could have been something here about their behavior. Oh my gosh, I feel like I want to cry. This is a sensitive person. They're saying, I'm very sensitive. I think they've cried over this. They've maybe cried over a certain situation here. And it could have had something to do with like, they were framed as like this party guy, or they were framed as like, you know, whatever. But I think that there was like kind of a moment here. Oh my gosh. I was like, so what were you doing then? Because I feel like there was a moment where you kind of like saw this person and they were like, this looks bad. And I'm like, so what were you doing? And they're like going with the flow. Okay, I kind of feel like this person didn't mean to like you though. Because that we're kind of getting back. Like they're like, I'm not a jerk. I'm not an asshole. I'm not a bad guy. You know, but I feel like this person does kind of go with the flow. It's weird because it's coming across, I think, kind of hippie like that, but I don't feel like this person's hippie. It's more like, it's more buzzed maybe, is the word, but like, I don't know how to describe this. It's smoother than like, I don't know, like hippie, like, oh, I don't know, I just go with the flow. And that's more like head kind of energy, I guess, for me. And this person's more, it's more embodied, and you could see how this person is like of the senses or like very kinesthetic in some type of way. And I think that it is a bit free love, you know, but they're not, I don't know, bad guy or something. And I feel like there's tear energy. It's like, yes, yes, yes. Like this person's like kind of crying in relief because they're trying to get through the web that they feel like even psychically, energetically, that this other person has kind of put around to kind of like tear the two of you apart. I feel like you would know. Well, maybe not. I don't know. But like there's somebody else around. Is there somebody else around that they kind of look like this person, or they have the same build, or they have the same face, or they have the same, I wouldn't say they have the same vibe, but maybe that other person is quiet and they watch you. Does that make sense? And because they're quiet, you can kind of like project more things on them. I'm not sure if that's going to resonate. I don't know. But yeah, this person feels like they were framed. They were definitely like out with other people, but I feel like this person didn't realize they liked you so much, as much. They knew that they always knew that they were attracted to you, but I also feel like this is a person that gets attracted to a lot of people. But there's like a love here. There's like a feeling thing here that this person kind of, they do pick up on the more subtle energies of people and of their surroundings. And this person might be a drinker. They really might. And if they are a drinker, I feel like it might be because they sort of numb out. I don't think this person quite knows or realizes that they are like an empath, like some type of sensitive being where they get kind of overloaded. I think they're also social. They do like to be around people, and but they also like that kind of numbing out like sort of vibe. But I feel like they were framed in some type of other way compared to this other person in your energy that's like kind of around, and they really don't like that person, and they're really growling at that person. They're like low growling at that person. And I think this person would actually be more proactive like in your energy if they knew that you felt the same way about that person that they do. Like, even if it took you longer before you probably got like that starfish energy by this person, if you were kind of like, yeah, that person's like, you know, whatever, they want to take you away from whatever that is. Okay. Yeah, they want to communicate with you, but they're not, because they kind of feel they feel like you're really, really attractive. They also feel like you have other people around you, but then I think that monster thing in the back is like this other person. It's like this other person, and they want to rage against this person, but it's like, it's kind of like they don't want to go against you, and they don't want to make themselves look bad by like going after that person. And because that other person would be very much, it reminds me of in Cinderella, the cartoon, you know, Bruno the dog, and that cat, Lucifer, you know, scratches Bruno, and then Bruno barks at the cat, and then Bruno gets in trouble for like defending himself. Like, so he is kind of aware of this like reactive abuse potential, like actual setup here. Yeah, and it makes him crazy. Like, it makes him absolutely crazy because it's like, I think he is viewed as the person who is like the death bringer, like where like nothing can grow or whatever. And this is a very frustrating situation for this individual. Okay, so what do they like about you? Yeah, what do they like about you? Most people would growl at that person. So what does this person like about you? Oh, well, definitely your conversation. I feel like the two of you guys, like you kind of hit a similar wavelength. And yeah, this person likes the things that you say or do. I just heard you make them laugh. Maybe some of you do have like a special talent or something. It could even be, I just saw somebody like bend their elbow back in a weird way or something. But you might have shown this person some kind of weird thing you can do with your pinky, or you're like, I don't know. And they thought that was really fun, and they thought that was really hilarious. Also, but it's more of what that represents. So it's like you will make fun of yourself, or you'll be like, look what I can do. There's this like inner child kind of thing of, okay, but I just saw somebody like really pretty and like with a pretty face or like really done up, but you'll be like, look what I can do. Or you'll like stick a Twizzler in your nose and like pull it out the other side, and you're like, I was 8 when I found out I could do this, you know, or something like that. And you still have that kind of like inner child where it's like you don't take yourself too seriously. Or yeah, I think, okay, the Twizzler thing is because I'm seeing like a really pretty face, but then like I'm seeing you do like silly stuff, or yeah, just not, you know, but it's like it's in front of your face, so you're like, I don't mind to kind of like look silly. I look presentable like in the way we all have to look presentable to the world, but then like I'm still like a person. They see your personality on your face is another thing. Like, so you must be really expressive or something. You're not like, you don't just kind of go through life like, you know, or whatever. And not that anybody really actually does that, but I'm just thinking I have an older sister, and she's like 8 years older than me. And I can remember this one memory where her and her friend were like, we walked down the halls of school like this. And then like she was like, she was pushing her lips out. And it's so funny that it was her, because she is truly Miss Congeniality. She is the silliest, funniest person ever. And probably it was a little bit of a joke, but she also said it wasn't. So I don't know. It's something here like that. It's something like that. She would also have us like flip people off. Like I was like 8 and she was like 16, and she would drive us around her car, and she'd be like, flip this guy off. Like, and she like, and so there's like a little 8-year-old that's like, so maybe because I'm thinking about that, I feel like that has something to do with you. Okay, anyways, but yeah, like your conversation, maybe like your friends. I also think this person likes to watch you talk with your friends. Like there's maybe a funny conversation, like you and your friends, maybe like you play off of each other really well, where they almost have to do a double take. I also just felt my eyes water. So it could be something that like you and your friends make each other laugh. Oh my gosh, my eye. And like your eyes kind of tear up, or like this person is like trying not to laugh or something, like listening to you and your friends overall. This is sweet. This is like actually cute energy. Okay, so what does this person like about you? Oh my gosh. Okay, this person does feel really protective over you. And it could even be in conversation. Yeah, like it could be in conversation where it's like, what the fuck are you doing kind of thing. Where people have like, I don't know, said certain things. I think you're really protective, because this Mercury Mars, okay, first of all, this is somebody with an incredibly agile mind that like will learn a lot, but they kind of keep learning. It's very insatiable. You might pick up on things faster than other people. You're very interesting to kind of, you know, speak to. And maybe you like kind of pick up on skills faster than other people, but also this is somebody who can be like really fun, because I feel like this is how this person like sees you, but they also know that you will stand up for people. Maybe this person has seen you stand up for people, like in your friend group, somebody like this, somebody who is like, nobody is sweet and wonderful and great. Nobody really should be making fun of, like somebody's trying to put baby in a corner, and you're like, no, nobody's putting baby in a corner. Like when I'm around, you know? And I think this person knows that you will stand up for people, and they want to do that to you as well. I think you and this person are both very adept conversationally. And so you know how to kind of handle yourself, where you will tactfully like kind of put somebody in their place, sort of thing. Or maybe not so tactful. Even like not, okay, because I just heard Regina George from Mean Girls where she's like, so you can go shave your back now, you know? So even if it's like not so tactful, it's like you kind of know when you can't reason with somebody, you know? Okay, so what else does this person like about you? Yeah. Okay, I think this person likes it. I think this person has noticed that other people sort of look at you jealous and they're kind of creepy, but you kind of see through it, or you kind of sit very strong. And this person, they are really attracted to you, okay? They really like your body. They like the shape of you. They like your hands. I think for some, they really like your routine, your discipline, and that you're kind of like headed somewhere. And it might be a funny thing for this person to like, because I feel like they sort of go with the flow in that way that I was kind of trying to describe. And you're like the bank of the river. And this person sort of likes, there's something about you that this is like earth and water is kind of what I'm getting, you know, like you soothe them. Like there's something about you that soothes them. Also, like I just heard somebody like hammering, or like there's something that you might do like with your hands or in your routine. And it might be like learning certain things, but it's comforting for this person to like hear you doing that in the background of like their life. Like, especially if you've been in close quarters with this person, if you've worked with them, or especially if you've lived with them, where they can just like hear you in the other room, like doing whatever it is that you're doing. It doesn't even have to necessarily be loud, but I do feel like it's skills based, whatever it is, like you're doing, something skills based. And this person just like likes the sounds of like your routine kind of thing. This person kind of feels humbled by being away from you and by something that happened in the past. And maybe this person feels rejected, but I think they also know that you liked them in the past. They know that there was a lot of energy. They know that there was a lot of like attraction. And then who is this? Okay, who is this? I feel like maybe they had... It's not coming through quite as an ex, but I'm hearing things like a boo thing or something. Like, I think it was something in the past. I think they slept together on a regular basis. This person was incredibly jealous of you, and they were very possessive of this person. Look, Aquarius. So part of your broader friend network, or like part of theirs. And this person came at you in some type of way. It was karmic. This person recognizes that whatever this was karmic. And it had to do with the people that they were hanging out with, because this person hangs out with two distinct groups of people. And one of them is not so savory. And they recognize this as being karmic. They do. And it put a blockage in the conversation. And that kind of loops back around to, remember I was saying this person is just so frustrated about the blockages. And remember I was saying that they're not upset with you, they're more upset with themselves. So that's why, is because this person hung out with people that kind of posted up against you, or at the very least, it was like this person is like attached to those people that they were like, I think, sleeping with. It's coming through. They were sleeping together regularly, not exclusively though, I don't think. Because I think this person, remember I said they were just sort of like going with the flow. So, but I think that it was kind of like a regular thing there for a while. It feels like a short moment in time here, but this person got really mad. And so they maybe even split people. Yeah. So now I feel like this person does want to kind of protect you against that person. Is that true? Oh, I mean, maybe they knew that this person wanted a relationship with them and they were still sleeping with them and like not intending to give them a relationship. They might feel like there's karma that they're getting for that. But what are you saying about this? I think this person, I don't understand this, because this person it could be denial that I'm picking up on, because they're like, oh, well, I was set up, I was framed, like I look a certain way. And I think this person kind of recognizes maybe that they're in the wrong. I'm hearing like, no, like just like, you got to hear me out kind of thing. But I'm just going to put that to the side there, because I'm trying to figure this out. Like, I think from your perspective, you're like, what? Like, you know, but I feel like this person kind of watched you in that air energy, like observing. Oh, it's very similar, I think, on both sides. Because remember, you have that person around you that I think maybe looks very similar to them. I'm not sure that this person looks similar to you. I kind of think that they don't. They might actually have a different body type than you. That's around them. And that person was posed up behind them, growling at you. They were doing the same thing to you that this person's around you is doing to this guy. That's what I feel like is karmic. Oh, okay. He was like, you have to, or she, whoever, I feel like this is a he, but that's coming through. They're like, you got to let me explain. So that's the karma that they feel like they experienced, is that they were kind of sleeping with somebody on the down low. And I think I feel like this is a person who doesn't necessarily get crushy vibes or crushy feelings towards somebody. It's weird because they do have a lot of crushes on people, but it's very, very minimal. It's light. It's superficial. It's shallow. It's more okay, you're in front of me. Let's share this kind of moment together. But this person in you actually sees somebody where it's more of a crush that we would kind of think about. It's more okay, I actually really like you. My heart rate kind of gets up whenever you're in the room. This person doesn't get like that with people. And I feel like that's kind of the way that they are with you. Oh, I got this icebox where my heart used to be. So it's this person's pleasant, but it's they are kind of blocked off at their heart. But to you, they want to give you their heart, or they want to open and explore their heart. Cause they're I don't know, maybe you should put the key in there. And then I'm kind of curious what's in there, kind of a thing. Even for themselves, they're kind of I'm just kind of curious what would come out of Pandora's box once we opened it, kind of thing, and they weren't really so curious about it before. I think they thought that it was something that only brought liability. They only brought weakness. That only brought sensitivity. But with you, they actually do want to, express it or explore it. This is a person who I actually think this person's psychic, to be honest. I think they're kind of like us in this community. And I don't think they understood it. And I think that they felt pain. But they probably felt other people's pain. I think, okay, I literally just got goosebumps. And this person, there's a body connection here. Their body tells them things. And I don't think they necessarily liked it at first because they didn't know how to read the sensations. And I think they felt like something was wrong with them, or it would be really, really intense kind of a thing. So they like to sort of numb out. They like to kind of, close down because, they'll pick up on other things. And I think it started to distort their own self-image as well. So I think this was sort of they're trying to maintain their individuality in a sea of souls kind of a thing. But yeah, I think they would like themselves a lot more too, if they were able to explore certain things. So this person's really mad at themselves. I think they recognize here that I actually think this person is more cluey on a spiritual level than you might realize, and possibly that they even realized. This is kind of this person shut down. They didn't want to know the truth, but the second that this person actually does start to want to know the truth, the answers start pouring in. And just from everywhere, and it's just kind of obvious. It's looking through glass is what I'm seeing, clear glass, where they're kind of, oh, that's what they're working. I think they're telling me that they figured something out, how to look at something through clear glass, where they're kind of they're on the other side of the glass kind of thing. But yeah, so this person's really upset with themselves because they gave rise to a karmic blockage on your side of things that mirrors their side of things, and they weren't looking at it before. They were just sort of in it. There's something here with this person's very first person point of view before. They were just sort of kind of going through life, and it was this very sensational based thing. They didn't want to hurt anybody. They didn't want to hurt anybody else to hurt them. They just were trying to have little pleasant moments. It was kind of a very cut off existence. But now this person's stepped back, and they can see very clearly that what they were dealing with in regards to the other person is exactly what you were dealing with in regards of this other person that is around them. So pretty pissed at themselves. And they want a relationship. They want to be able to speak equally to you, and this person kind of doesn't feel like they can do that. So they're also, this person is karmically working through stuff, and they are I think there is something here with their job, but they're kind of I think feeling a bit cold and detached because they want to, I feel like this person's I want to rail against that person that's around you. And maybe this person even feels like they want to rail against, no, it's never against you actually. They want to rail against that person that's around you, but they kind of realized that they have to work on themselves, and that it won't give rise to that anymore. That's how they get rid of that person, because it's it's hypocritical for them to ask you to put up with whoever this slimy bitch is, and to have you bear that burden when they know what it's like to have that other person around that's quiet and staring, but they fed it. I feel I'm not sure that you fed it. If you did, you didn't know. Yeah. And so they're oh my gosh, you're perfect. That just keeps coming through. I also think this person was very impressed with the way that you handled yourself, because now they know how they wanted to rage at that person, and they feel you handled yourself with a lot of class and a lot of grace when it came to that situation. Yeah. There's something here like glass, like maybe, yeah, I don't know. Like maybe glassy skin or like glassy eyes or something like that. This person also likes that, they like some type of secret energy around you. Like maybe you're kind of mysterious, but it's in a way that this person, I'm telling you, this person is psychic. They're able to pick up on energies. And they were, when they shut themselves off, because I think this was kind of a lot, why would they be sleeping with a person like that? It's kind of what I'm wondering. If you're so sensitive to energy, there's certain energies you don't really want to be around. But they shut themselves down, and so they weren't really paying attention to those things. They were kind of falling for the dupe sort of energy as well. And they wanted to believe like was the best in people and everything. But it also wasn't that deep is what I'm hearing. Like they just didn't put that much thought into it, and that was their mistake. And about these like little casual experiences, it wasn't that deep. They didn't put a lot of thought into it. They weren't thinking about the repercussions of their actions. But there's something about you with your secret energy, because I think this person is like, they've looked around or something. For some of you, I don't want to like, I actually think this is a trustworthy person that's coming through. There's another energy that's not, and you might get confused. But like even on a psychic level, this person is aware of that. And so I think they've done some poking around, but it's like the secrets that you have are not bad. They're not terrible. They're not horrendous. And also I think this person knows that you keep secrets. Like, it reminds me of when Elle Woods in Legally Blonde, she was given the alibi, her client told her the alibi, and she, even with like Callahan, who was like the big lawyer that she had to impress, and she still wouldn't give the alibi. She was like, it's not mine to give, and so I feel like, you keep certain secrets for people. If it's not yours to give, you'll that goes back to the protective thing. Like this person's just really impressed by you. And I feel like they're a touch psychic, or I'm not even getting intuitive. I'm kind of feeling psychic. And I think that they have access to things. And so that's what makes them like so impressed by you. That's also what soothes them about you, is like they were able to kind of like, I think, pop under the hood a little bit. And they were able to see like you are truly glass. There's something here about ass. This person likes your ass. Oh my gosh, this might be a funny person. Because, okay, I also feel like they kind of know that there's a way that they should come at you. There's a way that they shouldn't. They want you to know that they like appreciate these certain things, but they also don't want you to feel like a piece of meat, and they don't look at you that way. But this person also might be kind of clever in the way, okay, I think you might do this as well. I just heard they learned this from you, that there's a way to say everything, and it's important that certain things do get said, but that it's a way to say it, and it's, you want it to be like, this person didn't say your buttocks. They said your ass. Like they like your ass. There's a way to say it that you can communicate, like, like I just watch this person walk by and slap you on your ass. It's like that. It's not like, I like your bottom. Like, that doesn't really ring the same way. So there's a way to say it where like you get across the enthusiasm, you get across the feelings, but then there's also a way to say it where it's like this kind of classy thing too. And I feel like the meeting of those things, this person thinks that you're really refined in something that you do. You're actually really refined. And even when you're not refined is what I'm getting. And this person sort of like learned that. They really are impressed with you. And they feel like you're perfect. And I feel like, you're perfect for them. They're perfect for you. That's just the way that they think. And then like, again, this person just like wants to be able to say that so badly. So this person is like really, really trying to figure out how to earn your trust back is what I'm getting. And I think they're around you psychically, to be honest. I think this person's around you energetically. And I think that it's kind of like a minefield, like navigating this, because there's other energies that I think have tried to split you two apart. And maybe it's not even fair to say it that way, because like I said, this person was entertaining somebody else over here, and they kind of recognize that it gave rise to something here on your side of things. And I don't know if you see this other person, I think feel like they're just quiet and they like look at you a lot. I just heard that song is like, look at you, baby. Look at you, baby. I don't remember what that is. Yeah. So anyways, yeah, they just might like kind of, I don't know, but that they are like, this person's like, I have to take responsibility for that, because had I not been doing that, this wouldn't have even like been a thing like on your side. And they want to communicate with you, and this person's trying to figure out how to do that. But they feel like they have to soothe you. I also feel like there's that Mars energy. If you were around this person, you may have had to fight this person, or you may have had to stand up for yourself, like against this person, and you were alone in doing that. Like this person maybe could have helped you with that, but but it's all, I don't know, because they're like, I feel like I gave rise to that situation in a lot of ways, and then like you also were there, so that's like the fight energy. They also feel like they're kind of up against your fight energy because of whatever happened there as well, and this person is really ashamed about that, and they can hardly think about it, and they're so pissed. Yeah, and they're like really pissed, and they think that you're pissed, and that person also has a rage to them. Whoever is like around you has a rage to them, and their authentic self is like really nasty, and this person can see that. They probably didn't want to fuck that person, so they can probably see that clearly. That's why they couldn't see the other person clearly. Yeah, they could see their strategy clearly. But it was like, yeah, I just heard down here from the ground, I see who you are. This person feels outdone by somebody, to be honest. But really, like, again, they connected all back to whatever it was that they were doing. So yeah, that's what I have for you guys, pile number 1. That is the person who has a crush on you. Okay. So we'll just put the choices back up, y'all. And if you're just joining us, we finished the tier and we're moving to the seed. Can I tell you guys something? I'm just kind of looking at myself really quick. Okay, because I've been trying to figure out my undertones, like, because, you know, it's never too late to try to figure out what you look like and, you know, how you're supposed to do your makeup and stuff. And I have olive undertones, and I think I've actually known that my entire life, but I didn't realize what a curveball that is in trying to like match your skin and like the season that you are and everything. So it was really throwing me because I didn't know if I was a dark winter or a dark autumn. And so I kind of did dark winter stuff today, and I feel like maybe I can do both. And if anybody knows about that, I would love to know in the comment section. If you can do both, if you have, because I don't really have warm or cool tone skin. And because I'm saying that, maybe this is like, we're in between piles here. So maybe that's pile number 1 or maybe that's pile number 2. But, maybe somebody has like olive skin, or if it's not that, maybe there's something to their undertone where it's like, it's neutral, you know, it's like, it's cool. And it's, and maybe that's something that pile number 1 and pile number 2 share in common. I'm not sure. Yeah, like they can wear gold jewelry or silver jewelry and it would look good, kind of a thing. You're glowing, Jess? Okay, so maybe I am a dark winter. I don't know. Neutral skin. I think I observe what colors look best on you and go with that. I know, but I'm bad spatially and I'm bad visually. No, I'm getting better, but sometimes I have a struggle with that. But anyways, it's a mix of cool and warm. Yeah. Emerald green looks so good on you, by the way. Thank you. This is helpful. That lavender is perfect. Okay. So I'll just get all my clothes in this color lavender. I'll be like Patty Mayonnaise from Hey Arthur. She just wore the same outfit every single day. You feel like I'm low contrast with my fairer skin and my dark eyes and my dark hair? I'm a fashion stylist and I have olive, yet my fashion teacher told me I had both. Yes. The yellow, please. Okay, you look like a summer to me. Your contrast level is not high enough for winter. Okay, this is helpful. Go with whatever feels best. Okay, I'm going to look up summer when I'm done. Thank you guys so much. Okay, we don't have to make this about me. But thank you for your investment in my life, because I really am bad spatially and I do struggle trying to figure these things out. Okay, all of us both. Yeah, go with intuitive colors. Okay. Thank you. Okay, so we will move into pile number 2, which is the seed. All right, so let's see, for pile number 2. All right, I'm going with the Tangled Love deck. Tangled might be relevant. Okay, we're doing things about like, because we were just talking about skin tone and then we were just talking about tangled, which is hair, right? So this is somebody that maybe, because obviously she has really long hair. That's kind of her thing. But then she cuts it at the end. So maybe like this person, maybe somebody changes up their hair. Like they've had really long hair. They've had really short hair. They've had really dark hair. They've had really light hair. Could be somebody like that. Yeah, interesting. If this is a man, maybe he does like play around with his appearance. Okay. Or maybe if this is a man, maybe he's had really long hair and really short hair. Like buzzed off hair, or like, I don't know. Take this however resonates. Okay, so Spirit, who is having a crush? Who has a crush on pile? I feel like this person speaks properly, because I was like, who is having a crush? And they're like, don't do that. Don't do that. We speak properly around here. But it's not like an intimidating presence or anything. This person just like, I feel like this person really knows who they are, and they don't really try to impress people. I feel like this person sort of does their own thing. And that shows in their appearance. I also feel like this person might follow, like, they might not follow fashion trends. They do what works for them. Everybody kept saying that in the comments. I feel like you should just do what works for you. Just notice like whatever you like, whatever works for you. That's what this person would say. Okay. And I literally just felt like, tingles and like warm. This person might like that about you, that you just kind of do whatever works for you, or you just, you try to figure out what you like and then you just sort of go with that. But also I feel like you make this person feel like fizzy. You make this person feel like, exuberant. Also like, I'm talking like this and I'm like really talking with my hands. So maybe this person really does that, or they really like that you do that. I'm seeing somebody here just like, this is not the same creepy vibe of somebody watching you from like pile number 1. Okay. But this is somebody here that might actually tend to be somewhat quiet, but they just like sort of watch you and they like laugh, but this is in such a good-hearted way. They're like, I can't believe a person like you exists. They're really, this person is tickled by you, like just by your existence, or by like the things that you are doing. I feel like it might even be normal, mundane things, because I just saw you like get somewhere and put your purse on the counter and you're like, what did I do with that? And it's just like a regular moment that people have, but like this person just like thinks it's entertaining to watch you go through those moments. Okay. So, I haven't pulled a card yet, and I'm getting this person saying, I'm an open book. Like, what do you want to know? I'll just tell you. This person is like, I'm not trying to hide anything. I'm too like, exhausted for that, like I'm not trying, like, I'll just tell you. What do you want to know? Like, and this person has like that kind of confidence. It would be totally fine if you didn't like this person back, and they could totally be around you still and like be your friend and everything. This person they're intrigued by you and they really like talking with you. And I think this person genuinely likes you on a level of a friend, and they genuinely like you on as more than that. But I feel like they have kind of kept their distance from you maybe. Okay, so who is this person that has a crush on you? Okay, that was so unsmooth and it didn't need to be. So I feel like maybe this person like is kind of like clumsy or something. They're usually very smooth, but then around you, I think it might be something with their hands. Like if they might get nervous if they have to like handle something around you or something, because they're like, normally I'm not such a spaz, but they don't want to like say that, Okay, look, conflict resolution, compromising, making amends, rebuilding trust, positive outcome. But look at the picture on this. I feel like this person is like, okay, they might like, and they respect whatever it is that you like, but I feel like they might like warm, rich colors, like in their environment. It's giving like a lodge or something. I don't know. They might like simple things, like robust kind of things, or maybe you've been to this person's office or their house or something like that, and they would have like a simple wood table that probably they made themselves from a tree that got cut down. This person is like, no. Like this person is, they're laughing. They're like, I mean, that's cool, but it's more like they're probably like, I don't know. It doesn't, okay. So this person has a vibe to them where like, it doesn't have to be like super fancy or super like special or anything, but this person just sort of they're really chill. They're casual. This person is casual. I feel like they probably have like 4 sweaters, but they're nice sweaters, and they're probably like, regular colors or some earthy colors. This person maybe is more introverted, but they like people. They're more introverted, but they like people. And also, I think this person, they like to touch you, and they also like to be firm when they touch you. Not firm, but like assured, confident. So that's like when they're not usually kind of like this. I don't know. They're really grounded. I feel like this person has a grounded energy, or they strive for that. Okay, so let's see. Who is this person that has a crush on you? Okay. I kind of felt another energy that was trying to get in here as well. And I'm going to question that, but we have red flags. And then we have, Inferno just came out here, but we had Soul Contract that was at the bottom of the deck. Intimacy, the ex, self-love. Oh, I feel like this person comes into your life after there's been some type of cheating, deception, and there's been some red flags, this is a calm person. This is a grounded person. This is a person that doesn't like really follow trends or something. Like I said, they kind of set their own tone, their own pace. So I feel like you might meet this person when you are feeling at your bottom in some way. Like you might feel like your life is in flames, maybe because you just left a breakup, or you just that's when you meet this person and you're kind of embarking on a self-love journey. And that's what kind of brings you closer and closer to this person, because this person likes you. They really like you. And this person, I almost wanted to say they have like a lot of self-love. It's not quite self-love is what they're saying. It's more self-trust, self-belief, self-investment. Like this person, it's more like they trust their inner observations of people, places, and things that they have. But I feel like this person, I think there's a suffering here, like going on inside, but I feel like this person has no reason to hate themselves. And I feel like that's kind of the same for you. I think that both of you actually mirror that back to each other. You're meant to go on the journey together, because I feel like this person, but it might be in their deeper past, whatever happened to them, not so fresh, but I feel like it's fresh for you. And so this person, I think they kind of have certain things buried here, where they have internalized a type of shame from maybe somebody that was an abuser. But I'm hearing Anna Psychology on YouTube, Dr. Anna Young. No, Dr. Anna Youngkin. She's a doctor now. And she's a psychologist, like she's a therapist. And she did a video on abusers. And she said, one of the things about abusers is they are really bad with cause and effect. And so that's kind of what I'm getting with this person, where like certain things were internalized because whoever was horrible to them was really bad with cause and effect. So they kind of zero in on like, and they overblow like little things. So, and they'll use that as a justification. So they'll be like kind of something small, and then they'll use it to justify like really walloping you over the head with a hammer. But also they don't expand out and like put things in context. I feel like this is actually really important to this person. And they might not, it's like they learned that this is really important, and that's kind of how they broke the spell of like their abuser, whatever it was. But I don't think they've gone back in time and done like the regressive work of, there are certain things that they believe about themselves that are not true. And if they were able to put things in this like broader context, but I think it's hard for them. They just kind of got away from that person. But if they were to go back, they would be like, this wasn't my fault. That wasn't my fault. There's a lot here that this person blames themselves for, or just thinks is the way that they are. And it's not. There's a broader context here of this led to this, where a lot of it, they actually do need to externalize, because this person likes to take responsibility. I think they believe in taking responsibility, possibly to a strong degree. I think this person was around them in childhood is kind of what I'm getting. And so this person really, it's like they 100% rejected this other person the way that they are, that they never take responsibility, and that they refuse to put things in logical order, and like they refuse to have like that proper cause and effect, where it's like, this person's like, okay, but then they never could say that in the past. But I feel like they've developed this strong inner self because of that. And that's like really what this person has to offer you. And like the two of you sort of are going to work through this together in some type of way. But I feel like there's something about what you're going through that it's very fresh for you. You're working through it. This person, it's more like they sort of have to dig, but it's the same thing. And in watching you, I think this person sort of like, it's weird, but I think they free themselves or they forgive themselves, because I'm seeing like tears. It is like a weird alchemical, almost energy work that happens when this person like watches you. And I think it inspires them to actually go back and say like, wait, does this apply to me too? And that's kind of like the thing here. So your relationship is very much built on like a healthy self-love between the two of you. Strong, healthy self-love. I kind of feel like this is going to move towards a relationship. Maybe some of you are already in a relationship with this person, and everything that I just said would already have proven true. You would have gotten cheated on. You would have seen a lot of red flags. And this person, you're like, once you meet this person and you're around this person, the red flags of like your past exes and stuff, they're going to stand out like that much more. Okay. Okay, so you're the same color as Sandra Bullock. Thank you. I'm going to look into that. Okay, so who is this person that has a crush on you? Okay, so for some of you, this person could have been going through money troubles. They had a hard time in some way. Or if they view you as like such a safe love. Okay, so I feel like actually this person, there's some type of ex in their background where they were going through a hard time financially, and I feel like that ex, they feel like they've forgiven that ex, but there was like a big drama, or there was a big controversy here that was like, and this is a very conflict resolution kind of person. Okay, so it might be when you meet this person, they're kind of thinking like maybe they're going to make amends with their ex, but I feel like in order to do that, they do have to get their money situation under control. And I feel like, you have to get your money situation under control, but like there's some kind of difference here where like you're a safe love versus this other person's not. And I'm not saying like it's okay for somebody not to contribute, but this is definitely somebody that okay, they have some type of guilt. Maybe this person feels like they need to apologize to an ex, but maybe this is an ex for some of you, but I'm unfinished business. Intimacy. Weird, because I feel like there's an energy that's trying to get in here. So remember I said I was going to clarify that and then I didn't. I'm wondering if somebody is trying to co-opt this person's energy. Hold on. What is this energy? Oh, you know what? I think that this person has an ex around them. They left, even though they had like a lot of love for this person, they left because look at her clothes. They left because this person didn't like make enough money or something like that. And so now I feel like with you, this person is going to do better in some way. They're going to, which I kind of am getting a vibe from this person that it's not like they weren't working or something. It's just like however much money this person could make, it wasn't enough for whoever this person was, which is fine. That's like, there's some type of incompatibility there, right? So I feel like their ex left, but I don't think that they told them that was the reason. No, I think this person had another option show up, and it was a crossroads moment for them. And I think whoever this was, they had some type of professional job. They were like a decision maker in some way. There's like codes and stuff that they had to follow, in their profession. And so they were, and I'm not sure that there was love between the two of them, because like, I think this person showing up as the King of Swords, whereas like this is the Eight of Cups. They're walking away from like a whole table full of cups. So I feel like this person had somebody in their past where there's a lot of love between the two of them, but the love just wasn't enough. And what this person could provide, because they were providing something, I feel, but it was just, or they're like, it was something to do with their earning potential. So this person like left, and they chose somebody else over this person. And this person was like very confused by that, whenever that happened. And so I think whenever you meet this person, they're kind of thinking that they're going to turn their life around and that they want to strive to make more money, like for this other person, to see if like this other person is going to come back. And then they meet you. And I think you guys have a lot in common, or you really inspire this person. Yeah, I feel like you actually really inspire this person because you are going through a process of, I'm almost getting like deconstruction. Like you are living, they're so amused by you. Like that's kind of what I'm getting. Like this person feels like you live by the beat of your own drum, or but not fully though, because there is something about you that is still somewhat like, I don't want to say like prim or proper, but it's like follow some level of code of conduct. But then every once in a while, you'll just like kind of be like, I don't know. It's like say like you follow all your manners to a T. Like if you're out to dinner or something, you got your napkin in your lap, you got your hand in your lap, you're like dabbing the corners of your mouth. You're like, excuse me, will you please pass the butter? And then all of a sudden you're like, and it's like, well, it happens. It's natural. We shouldn't try to hold these things in. And this person's like, so it's like you're deconstructing like the things that work for you and the things that don't. And I think it just might like kind of surprise this person, but they find it like super amusing. And I think, again, there's something that you are naturally doing that it just touches this person on the inside where they're like, I think that's what I should be doing. And so I think this person is kind of, because they're also drawn to like unraveling certain things, but I think they love this other ex so much, and they were so hurt by that. And I think they kind of saw their point in the thing. So I think they were going to try to push themselves down a path that like maybe didn't suit them so much for this person, but then like that person left them for somebody else. And then that was karmic somehow. It was karmic. And I feel like this person kind of like got very defensive, and they were kind of like in their mind, because remember, this is kind of a person who goes by the beat of their own drum, but there is a price to pay for that. And I feel like they can't just be with anybody. You know, because I actually feel that there was love between them and this ex, but I just think this ex wanted something else. And so there was that natural incompatibility. I don't think it was spoken about directly. But I do think that somehow this person that has a crush on you kind of knew that. And they were going to kind of remedy that. But it felt like, okay, well, I have to throw myself under the bus. Whereas with you, I feel like with you, there's like this magician quality. There's this X factor that they kind of see you bring to your life. And yeah, I feel like something about this, they're going to get to the root of it. And it has to do with their upbringing, some type of like, it's something like, well, you were not you. Yeah, this 5 of Pentacles. It's like, there's a reason for this like lacking energy. I think they're going to realize that they're kind of mad at this ex. I don't know. So this person could be, okay, I also think that that's maybe why they're not pushing for anything, is because this might be really unattractive for a lot of you, but I do feel like this person is a bit hung up on their ex, and they're, whenever you guys meet, and they're hung up on the fact that this person just like left them and all the love that was between the two of them. Cause this person felt like, we'll make it together. We'll have all this like, and this person, I think didn't say it, but I think they were like, no, I'm going to go over here like with this person kind of a thing. It is karmic, but, okay. So I'm just going to, let me just get to the bottom of that. And then I'm going to ask what this person likes about you. Okay, well, hold on. Okay, because remember I said this is karmic? I'm kind of seeing this as a speaker now. Like that pearl there in the middle is like rippling out. And it's like kind of like a boombox. But I feel like this is way back in this person's distant past. And I feel like you and the ex are the two speakers of the boombox. And it's boom, 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 boom. Boom, 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 boom. Because this person is lacking in some kind of capacity. And I feel like you show, like they are. This is a good person, okay? They have a lot going for them. But I feel like there might be something in the material realm where this person is lacking. And you reflect one way of dealing with it. But your pathway of dealing with it is, I'm going to go my own way. I'm going to do my own thing. I'm not going to throw the baby out with the bathwater. I am going to deconstruct my beliefs, my rituals, my manners, the way that I am, and I'm going to make sure it all kind of resonates with me. And if it doesn't, I'm going to take responsibility for that, for the person that I am and the things that I do, and I'm going to kind of throw those things out. And this person's really inspired by that. It's like you're a revelation, and you've shown this person, and I think this person might kind of think that it's their own idea, but really they watch you, and this person's cut off from something in their past. They really are. They think that they're over it, and they're not. And so they have to sort of go back in time, and they have to do that deconstructing work. And they have to, again, that abuser didn't put things in context. They need to put things in context. They need to sort of, and that's going to be like getting at the root. And that's what you do in your life. And so I think this person thinks that a lot of things are their own idea, and it's not. They watch you do something, and it's like, oh, that's what I'm supposed to do. And that's on the one side. This other ex was somebody that they really wanted, because I feel like this ex was like very alluring, very sexy. There was a way that this ex presented themselves in the world where it's like, that's how I want to be seen in the world or something. But they can't bridge that gap there because of this like lack kind of energy. And it does actually, there's a strong incompatibility between these two people. And the ex walking away was a big part of like, you need to get to the root of this. You can't just be with anybody, because I feel like this person feels like they have a lot going for them, and they could be able to be with anybody, but it's like, you have to sort of deal with whatever this is. It's Saturnian. It is a restriction. It's cold. It's like, it's kind of like, pulling them back. And so it's like this 1-2 punch here. And I'm not really getting a bad vibe off the ex. And I do feel like the ex is like entirely gone, but I feel like once this person is with you for a while, I feel like they'll do great. Like the two of you are going to do really well together, and then that ex is gonna kind of want to come back around because they're in a loveless situation, I think, with somebody who I think has a professional job but is like very cold. It kind of is giving, and maybe they're controlling whoever it is that this ex is with, or like they could be avoidant or like kind of dismissive avoidant, like very just detached like emotionally. But that was these two that you're kind of walking in here. It's like they both had a very karmic choice to make in regards of this. And it's not really coming across as like one's correct and one's not. But I do feel like your person was really not capable of providing what this other person wanted, and they were not going to love them through it. And that's just the truth of it. That's the cold, harsh truth. And I do feel like there is some type of cold, harsh truth to that of like, there's no heart. Like, I feel like your person thought there was love here, but I kind of feel like the ex didn't really, there's a cold, harsh truth. And the ex had this kind of cold, harsh mentality where they like went off in this other direction because somebody else had more to offer. And it was just a cold calculation, but that's not the impression that they gave. I think they were like, well, I don't really know. And meanwhile, they were like, this broke motherfucker. Like they were like, no. And so I think that person's trying to come back around. Like, if you get with this person, they're going to all of a sudden start to do better. Not all of a sudden, because I feel like it's like kind of inner work. And they might want to have an affair with this person. Like, that's kind of a thing, because there was your person's emotional, like in a masculine way, but they're emotional. Okay, so I think for some of you, you might just pass on this. Some of you might pass on this. I think you might hear something about the ex. And I think like this person might bring them up, and you'll understand that there's still emotions there, and you might actually choose to walk away from this. It's another thing that this ex would take away from them. It's not that they're not responsible for things, but yeah, there is a kind of, I'm just trying to dig around here in the cards. Like, are you safe to like this person? This is not a bad person, okay? But like, are you safe to like this person? They're just hung up on something here. This person is, there's something that starts to change. Okay, because this person is going to slowly like you more than the ex. It's kind of what I'm getting. That's like the path that they're on. But they have a lot of realizations that they have. And there's a resentment that they have. And I'm hearing Patrick Teahan, where he's like, or maybe this was Dr. K, I don't know. One of those psychologists that I like to watch on YouTube. They were saying that one of the hardest thing for people who have experienced abuse is the anger that they feel at the safe parent. And I feel like this ex somehow overlaps with the safe parent, where like your person actually does feel resentment, but they feel like they can't feel resentment. Maybe it's because this is a woman, or because they didn't this or that, they didn't really choose. Yes, they did. But I feel like there's something that I think maybe reminds them of whoever their safe parent was, maybe their mom, or whatever gender they date. Maybe it's like a similar gender. So if this person dates men, maybe it is the father. It doesn't have to be that. Take that however it resonates. But I feel like it's the more of that energy that kind of came off of that person that was, I think it was a parent that like allowed the abuser in, where it's like, I'm just a little baby. I don't make decisions in my life. And this person really hates that, actually, because I feel like they kind of rejected that from their abuser in the past, where they're like, no, we take responsibility for our actions. And I think this person, that's what they see in you, is that you are somebody who takes responsibility for your life. And like, this person wants to do that, and they very much value that. But they have to, I get it. They have to uncover that the reason why they are not getting changes in the material world, I think it has to do with financial or their career or something, is because the way they have come to be this person that values taking responsibility for things is by shunning the abuser. And so there's something here that they need to reincorporate, not being abusive, but it's like that abuser, there's a way that person was like, I don't know, bullshit, or like very pushy, or like they get what they want and they're very stubborn in a certain way. And so this person needs to take a nuanced view of that, and they need to be, that's why they don't get what they want. It's because they refuse to be like stubborn. They refuse to be like immovable, like in regards of getting results, or asserting their perspective and their viewpoint. They don't do that at all. They're like a limp noodle because they don't want to at all be like, I think their dad or like whoever abused them in the past. So this person needs a spine, and they kind of subconsciously view having a spine and saying like, no, it is this or it is that, in a way that is appropriate. Because I feel like they might, like a child, kind of fumble around, and then they feel that way on the inside. So you might actually hear this person be like, it's not fair, and like, but it's because they're trapped in that child mentality, because they're not taking that nuanced view of that person's traits. So I'm not saying that you need to fix this person, because I feel like this is somebody who does take responsibility for themselves. I do think they're actually going to change. I do feel like this person sort of watches you from a distance. They really like you. There's like a friendship here. They're really amused by you. They do find you attractive. They are kind of keeping their distance because they do take responsibility for themselves. And it is maybe you see this person, I don't know. They sort of feel like they're going to go back to their ex, like when you first kind of meet this person. And so they do sort of like keep their distance, but they're going to watch you over time, and they're going to like you more and more. But it's like a real like, it's a deep like, and it's also going to bring about, I don't know, because this person's really repressed, but like they have a resentment towards this ex. There's something about them that they just refuse to see because I don't know, this could be a person that feels like all women are sweet little pink cloud angels, and they're not. And that's not what went on there. Like, their ex is that King of Swords. Like, there was kind of no love in the situation. There was a cold ruthlessness here in the way that this person was like treated and viewed by this person. But they're sitting here thinking that it's love. And I think that there naturally was love there, like at first, or they could have kind of chosen that. But that's not the long and short of it. It's really not. And like, your person needs to kind of understand that. And like, kind of let that person go on their separate ways. And actually, they're going to like, I think eventually they're just going to kind of feel like they're kind of the cat that's got the cream, basically. And they kind of are. But at first, you might be like, I'm offering all of this. Actually, I don't know, because I feel like you guys maybe keep your distance, but this person there's other options as well, too, like besides just the ex. So this person is not coming across very attractive, in my opinion. And maybe they're really not. But I feel like this person could just keep their distance, and it's because they're hiding all this stuff, this like kind of like emotional turmoil. They do feel though that they need to take responsibility. So this person's not a red flag. They're not like a cheater or anything like that. So what is this person like about you? What is this person like about you? Oh, okay. 9 of Pentacles. Yeah. I mean, they view you as like having everything to offer. And I actually think that they view you as not looking at them good, because this person, like I said, they're not coming across very well. They are entertaining other options. I think they feel that their ex is a lover's situation over here. And, ew. So, I just feel like you might have already picked up on that from this person who has a crush on you. And maybe you're just wondering about them, or this is just the person who has a crush on you. I don't know. And like she's reading a book. She's like enjoying her company. Everything's like peaceful and glowing in your world. Yeah, the 10 of Pentacles. I feel like this person watches you like level up. It is kind of like they watch you kind of like sort of do the work here. I'm hearing the song Ivy by Taylor Swift. Like, my house of stone, your ivy grows, and now I'm covered in you. And I feel like that's the way this person feels about their ex. At first, we're like, I just can't forget about you. But then actually you are kind of like ivy that's kind of like growing around this person. And then all of a sudden they're like, when did so-and-so get so fucking hot? Like, like, why can't I like forget about this person, kind of a thing. But I don't think that you should rival yourself against this ex, because they're delusional about who this person is. So you're fighting with somebody who doesn't exist. You're fighting with like a delusion. And they use this ex's delusion to patch up the holes in their stone house. And it's so that they don't have to go back and actually like sort through things here. I just heard, oh my God, thank you. Like, this person is like, they kind of didn't understand this, and I actually think that this ex isn't going to matter so much to them. Like, once they go back and do that, because they were using this ex as some type of Band-Aid in some kind of way. Like, they don't feel that intensely about this ex, not naturally, even though I think there is love here. And I think that there is like a kind of soulmate connection. They don't feel that way about them naturally. Like, so intense, it's because of a sickness that this person has like in their childhood, kind of a thing. Yeah. This person, this person likes the way that you communicate. This person feels like maybe they've seen people try to throw the book at you in some way, like try to kind of nitpick you, but you have the higher ground in some way. Remember I was saying that you kind of go by the beat of your own drum. And they know that about you. Like, this person sort of like watches that. They know it's harmless, and they know that every time that you sort of break with a code, they say like learn the rules so that you can break them properly. Like, you never break them in an antisocial way. It never bothers anybody else. Like, that's just you maybe expressing yourself. And I think this person they really view other people as like lacking. Maybe they view other people as having misunderstood you. Oh my gosh, no. Okay, I also feel like this is energy coming in from this ex. Because you have the higher ground here. And this ex is trying to like maybe nitpick or like cut you down or something here. Make you feel lacking. Make them feel like, they're the safe haven or something here. I feel like this ex just likes having control, really. It's not love. This ex just really likes to have control over your person. They like knowing that. I think they feel that they can always come back to this person, to your person. Well, this person's not your person either, because I kind of feel like you're like, no, thank you. Like, I think you're single and you're like, I'm kind of doing my own thing. I don't want this. I don't want that. I don't want a guy that's like hooked on somebody else. I don't want a girl that's hooked on somebody else. No. Get hooked on phonics. Why don't you learn some things? Okay. That's you reading your book over here. Why don't you get hooked on phonics? Yeah. And so like this ex just likes, they like playing with your person. They love that they're obsessed with them. They love that they love that they think it's love and that they did the worst thing that they could do in a way, which is coldly and ruthlessly leave them for someone else, which if you, again, you're like, why don't you get some hooked on phonics? Why don't you learn how to read people's behavior? Okay. That person doesn't give a shit about you because they don't. And actions speak louder than words, but they love that they even did that to your person and your person still shows them love and emotion. Like they can see, I feel like they must talk or they must, and I feel like as I'm saying this, your person's like, I'm disgusted with myself. Like, and it's kind of that energy. Yeah. And they need to cry. I feel like they need to cry and ask themselves some hard questions. Like, why didn't I see that for what it is? It's denial. They couldn't accept a reflection back to them that they were lacking and that somebody else was better than them or something here. Okay. So this person has a lot going on. Okay, so for those of you that are still here and care about this person, because it's, again, really unattractive. This ex appreciates that too, that they come off really unattractive to any future mates and stuff because they're kind of always like a bit detached because they always think that they're going to come back to them kind of a thing. Even when they treat them like shit, and they do. And they just kind of feel like they could come back even to have an affair with this person and kind of like have their cake and eat it too. Because they're like, no, he pays the bills. So I'll be over there and I'll have his kids. But I'll come back and you can give me some attention. And I can refill my coffers, and then I can go back to make that situation work. And you'll be stuck on me and you'll thank me for doing it. Okay, I'm going to get a different deck here. So, let's see. What is this person like about you? I can't imagine you care. But like I said, I feel like this person is going to come around. And I feel like this might be a discreet thing to you, but I also feel like there could be just something that this person says or does that makes it obvious that they're hooked on their ex. And I just feel like you're going to be like walking away. And I think you're going to feel rejected by this person. Okay, this is really unattractive. I'm not going to spend much more time on this. What is this person like about you? It feels like a consolation prize, doesn't it? Like kind of getting into this, it feels like, okay, what is this person like about you? Ew, I'm just getting that they're really conflicted. Okay. Okay, this is, again, it's like from afar kind of distance because this person likes that they view you as like this loyal person. They are really attracted to you. We have the lusting card that's come out. But so that's what they like about you, but they're conflicted because they do have these multiple options. They can still consider their ex multiple options because they have low self-esteem and they're not doing their work. So, but they don't know that they want to actually enter into a loyal commitment with you because they also have these other lusting options. So they kind of feel like, I just want to play around while I wait for my like person to come back and realize. And the ex is not coming back, honey. They'd have to win the lottery. Maybe this person dreams about winning the lottery to get their ex back. How sad. Because still, it's like they love money. Like, again, this person is in massive denial about people. And I think in particular about women, but about this ex in particular. And for some reason, it ties back in with, I think, the safer parent. That because they couldn't process the safer parent and like the fact that person did make choices and they can be held accountable for those things. It's like this ex isn't held accountable for their choices. And so this person really doesn't see certain things clearly. Okay, so what do they like about you? Oh, that you could end things. You're the closer. You're the closer, baby. You're not hung up on your ex. Or if you are, you're like, I'm still not going back though. Even if like, because for some of you, maybe you are, but you're actually like, no, I'm choosing myself. And I'm actually like moving away from this. And okay, I see what some of you are saying with the coloring thing. Okay, anyways. Okay, karma and finality, the consequences. Yeah. I actually think they like your masculine energy, even if you are a feminine energy where you're like, no, I'm in control of my life. They really like that. And they should be more like that. I actually think that this person is called to heal their masculine energy and to take more charge of their life. And weirdly, I feel like they need to take it back from like, not this abuser. It's not that I don't think it's that actually. I think they've done. Their issues with the abuser is that they think that they're over something with them, but they 100% rejected those traits, or they 100% absorbed certain traits, and they need to go back and have a more nuanced view, because where they're like, okay, well, this person was this way or that way. They would never take no for an answer. I can do that in a healthy way. That's what they have to do. But there's somebody here around around that abuser that is, they just get a free pass, you know? And so that's the person that they need to take their power back from. And then also the ex, because yeah, there's some type of intuition that they have about that person. Clinging, holding on, obsessing, spying. I think they like look at their situation and they just daydream about having a better job, and like, you know, this person finally coming back, and they get trapped in there. They feel stuck. This person tells themselves that they're stuck because they're like, no, that's my soulmate. And they didn't turn away from me. They turned away from my circumstance, and that's not really my fault. That has nothing to do with me. No, they rejected you, sweet pea, and ruthlessly at that. And you should be embarrassed. You know, you might want to have a little bit more healthy pride. So okay, I'm just gonna leave that there. But that's the person that has a crush on you. Just for now, you know. Just for now. Okay, so so if you're just joining us, we just finished pile number 2, and we are getting ready to move into pile number 3, which is the thread. He feels obligated to be with the ex because of a baby. Oh, interesting. Delulu. Pick me, self-worth, yeah. Hooked on phonics, I'm dead. It's so cringy to watch. And then she will talk about people, and he attacks on her behalf, making him look more like a fool. This is so funny because remember what I was saying about this person is like, oh, they take responsibility for themselves. And I think that they do, but like for some reason when this ex is concerned, they're just like, all that goes out the window. I think when they get away, they'll be ashamed of like the way that they acted, because it goes against who they think that they are. And I think that also shows them that in regards of this abuser's traits, they just rejected a lot of things that would have actually saved them if they had a healthier, more nuanced view, where it's like, and for some of them, like if it is their dad, it's like, well, I can never be strong and like think that a woman is an asshole, because the ex is just an asshole. And like in a lot of ways, I'm not saying, I think that they're attractive, and I think that they do the womanly wiles, and they benefit greatly from doing that. But are they responsible for their actions? No. And they expect to be given the benefit of the doubt. And I find that to be, it's manipulative, and they expect to be sort of forgiven for it. And possibly even like, well, you know, I'm just a widow this and I'm just a widow that. And, you know, and so I have to be provided for. Meanwhile, you are over here taking care of business, and this person doesn't know how to take care of business, and their ex certainly doesn't. So like, I don't know. It's just kind of a heap of, is there anyone worth respecting? Not like on a human level, but it's like, can I admire anyone? Like, please, in this situation. The second I hear my ex, I'm already halfway out. Yeah. What are womanly wiles? You know, the little womanly, like kind of seductive. It's like think about like a little Marilyn Monroe. Marilyn Monroe was very, we love Marilyn, okay? Because she's very honest about kind of knowing how men work. She would say she could turn it on and she could turn it off, you know, the womanly wiles. I actually had a friend like this too. She would say she could turn it on and she could turn it off. Whenever we'd go out to the club, she'd say I could turn it on and I could turn it off. Those kinds of things, you know, I feel like I'm kind of doing it. I don't know, you know, just being like coquettish or being like that. But what I'm saying, like, and really playing into the roles that patriarchy has given us, because there's something here where it's like, well, I can't be made responsible for choosing this man ruthlessly over you because, you know, I'm just a little me and I can't do anything. I can't blah, blah, blah. And it's like, okay, what a viewpoint to have. This is bringing up emotions as I'm saying this. It's just a way for them to shirk accountability for their own actions, their own poor behavior, their own choices. And it's not viewed that way. And your person shares that view of them. That they're not viewed as having poor behavior, that they should correct within themselves. This person's like, I should be this or that, you know? I don't know. Marilyn, my Ashleisha queen. Yeah, and a lot of women love Marilyn. Marilyn is the GOAT because she doesn't do a lot of women that do that kind of thing, it's like they do it like, I don't want to I keep using a certain example on this channel, and I'm going to stop doing that. But yeah, there's people who are in competition with women, who don't really like women and want to tear them down. And then they want to steal people's men and but Marilyn's not really like that. Marilyn doesn't need to steal your man, honey. Like Marilyn is like, women love her and men love her. I feel like Britney Spears is kind of that way too. Women love her and men love her. Kind of thing. She's so intelligent. Yeah. Actually, you know who the perfect example of that is? Well, actually, I don't know if I described, Keke Palmer, where she just has that kind of like, it's not actually the same thing. It's not really actually the same thing. Ariana, LOL. Listen, you said it, not me. Okay. So pile number 3, let's just move right into pile number 3, the thread. Okay. The thread. Actually, let me just get a little drink here. Giving the dumb, harmless girl act. Yeah, and then it sets all of us back where they're like, see, we have to legislate their bodies and stuff because look how dumb they are and incapable. Oh, don't get me started on this. Okay, so, all right. Okay, so for pile number 3, spirit. For pile number 3, spirit, who has a crush on pile number 3? Do I want to use this one? Who has a crush on pile number 3? Okay, interesting. We got recharge at the bottom of the deck, but we also have spilled tea and divine intervention. So I feel like you might know who this person is that has a crush on you, but I feel like you could have heard something, maybe through tarot, but maybe through your friends or like just, through the grapevine, you could have heard something about this person and it kind of saved you. There was like a bit of a divine intervention here and you chose to let this go. For some, that's one person that's coming through. And yeah, you are deciding to recharge and focus on your money. Because yeah, you heard about them red flags. Okay, so let me just get this other deck here. So, okay, spirit, who has a crush on pile number 3? Okay, who has a crush on pile number 3? New energy, spirit, new energy. Who has a crush on pile number 3? Oh, that's interesting. You did Soul Can, yeah. Okay, so who has a crush on pile number 3, spirit? Who has a crush on pile number 3? Who has a crush on pile number 3? Okay, interesting. Justice is at the bottom of the deck. Okay, so I do just want to point out for pile number 3, I think that there is a two-faced person that does have a crush on you. I feel like you have heard something about this person, like from a friend, from some, you just heard something about this person. Maybe it could be from tarot and you've decided to let it go and move on. There's a different person here though, who does have a crush on you. And I feel like this person has their shit together. We've got Vishnu and the Jade Emperor. This is great energy. This is a divine masculine kind of energy. And they are, this person also has like options, I think pretty much most of the time. I'm kind of getting that they're not really into that. I feel like this person might have like some type of professional job that they do and they are very focused on that. I feel like it's a job that they have to use their brain, but I also feel like they have to have good social skills and it's something like that's this kind of well-rounded sort of energy. And they view, I just heard finally. So I feel like this person feels like you are their higher cup and that they're just like, oh my gosh, finally, I've been waiting for somebody here. So I feel like this person does have options around them pretty much most of the time. But none of those options really appeal to them or really kind of like catch their eye. And I feel like if anything, this person mostly like works a lot. I don't know if you'd classify this person as a workaholic, but I do think that they've actually like built themselves up here in that kind of a way. I feel like this person, I feel like they treat women really well here actually with this Lilith card. They like that you're their equal actually. But I do I think they do treat women very fairly and very equally. Is even if like, I think this person might make a lot of money. And so even if like whoever they're with doesn't earn as much as them. But I feel like there is some other ex around in their background. They're not stuck on this person at all. Their ex is stuck on them. So that maybe they have a kid together or something like that. I feel like they were maybe married or, I don't know. It was like a long-term ex. I feel like at least they were like living together or something. And that ex is trying to make it, they're going after something unequal from your person. Like they want more money than they're like entitled to, or they want more something than they're entitled to. But I think they're going around and they're trying to make it seem like this person is not giving them as much. Like they were treated so unfairly. When actually, because I think this person, they don't really get into gossip is kind of what I'm getting. This person that has a crush on you, I think they're really focused on their job and they actually really love their job. And they put a lot of their positive energy out. That's where they kind of like speak and talk with people. And I think they just try to kind of keep separate from that. And they just kind of are wanting that to like work out on its own. But I feel like this is a person who maybe is watching you. I think they might recognize that this person has a crush on you. I think they also recognize, so they must be around, or maybe no, maybe not. I don't know. Or they stalk this person. I feel like this ex, I think, stalks this person. And they see you and they recognize that this person is interested in you. Or maybe you guys are dating for some. Like maybe you guys, but it's like recent and you just, they added you on their social medias or something. Or like they just were sharing pictures of you. And so now this is an ex that's gone like completely down the rabbit hole in regards of you. And is they think that you're like this. Oh my gosh. Both of them do. I mean, well, I don't know, because this person that's watching you, they do find you to be really attractive, and we're going to look more into that, but they're really grounded. And I feel like, they're not like losing their head over it or anything. They're just like, they're really grounded. But I feel like this ex, whoever it is, like views you as just being like, oh my gosh, like just so attractive, so sexy. And also the final nail in the coffin between them and their ex that is, I feel like, your person or wants to be your person. So I don't think that it's your person though that's like clinging to this other person. I think that it's the ex that's clinging to them, and something about you and your sexiness. It's like a physical sexiness. Like there's something about the look of you and the shape of you and the way you dress and the way that you present yourself, where this person's like, I'm done for kind of thing. And I don't know why that's coming up, but protection. Spirit is just kind of offering you protection from this person, or Spirit's reminding you to put up your protection because this is somebody who is kind of cuckoo over your person, mostly because of what they have, because they really wanted what this person had to offer. Like they wanted to be the queen of the castle, like so to speak. So, okay, tell me more about this person, like the actual person that has a crush on you. Okay, some of you though, I think that might be a big identifying factor, the ex thing, which is why it came through, because I think maybe you felt like you needed to protect yourself from this because this ex was around. Maybe you don't even realize it's an ex. Maybe you're like, who is that weird lady that's like always around? I don't know. But I think maybe some of you kind of pulled back away from this person who has a crush on you. I think this might be a hard person to tell that they have a crush on you, because I think they're always busy. I think they're social. Like, I think they have a kind of professional demeanor, but this is like a casual social kind of professional demeanor where they will interact with you, they'll talk with you, but they do this with kind of everybody. So I think it would be really hard to tell whether or not this person actually does have a crush on you, because I think that they try to be like a certain way with everybody. So it might be more of an identifier to understand that there's this ex around. It made you feel weird. You felt like you needed to kind of protect yourself here. And, this person, they have a crazy ex. I don't know. I'm also seeing something here. Oh my gosh, it's from Legally Blonde. Oh my gosh. Because the woman that was accused, right? Like she was accused of killing her husband that she actually really loved. Maybe some of you, this person's older than you. Or there would be a kind of thing where it's like, I think the ex is trying to paint you as a gold digger. And I think they're trying to paint, because I think that maybe you're younger, or you are very attractive in some way, but you have that Elle Woods quality where you're not just attractive. Elle Woods casually got into Harvard, like very casually. What, like it's hard? That's her. Like, it's like when you put your mind to something here. But I also think that maybe you are a lover girl, because again, Elle Woods was a lover girl. She was going to do anything for her mans. She really was. And then she realized that he's never going to take her seriously. I feel like that's what this ex is trying to say, like, you're never going to be taken seriously. Or maybe for some of you, you have this scar in your past, but you have where you felt like people weren't taking you seriously. And so maybe you have worked hard like Elle Woods, or you are in the process of doing that. So I feel like there's just this X around this, like super, super, and I'm just worried. Like I'm not getting the best of images from that. So I just be aware. Yeah, but this person, okay, so we have Zeus that just came out. Again, they're a leader. They're very strong. This is just a very strong person, very smart person. Who is this person? Oh my gosh. I wonder if there was a certain level of craft to get this person, like by the X. Oh my gosh, you know what's crazy? Okay, so I don't know why. I'm so sorry that this keeps coming through. This must be the most identifiable thing where there's just maybe some crazy person around that, you know, you feel a type of way about. But I actually feel like this ex, whoever it was very dedicated to getting this person, or very dedicated to getting somebody like this person, like somebody that could afford things for them. They would, you know, contort themselves into whatever, but they're projecting that onto you because you have certain traits that I think society says, oh, it should be somebody like you that's doing this. But actually you take yourself seriously. You kind of used to get pigeonholed or whatever. But they were really dedicated to getting this person. So that's kind of why they're not letting go easily. Look, this person's like sneaking around, and they're maybe sneaking around you, but you are, again, like standing really strong. And there could be some level of craft around like this person that likes you. Tell me about that. Also might be why there's interference here, like with something that's going on with this reading, because they're trying to block it. I feel like they're trying to block it. And I think that they want you to, they're trying to block a marriage, actually. So maybe you were dating this person and this person tried to run you off, or they scared you in some way. Tell me more about this person that likes you. They're really sad. Oh, wow. Okay, so this person is actually really sad, but they hide it. I feel like this person actually stalks you on social media. They do have a lot of love for you, but it's kind of like polluted here. Again, for some of you, this person's been tampered with. They've been sort of like fucked with by this other person. Because I think this other person is wanting them to feel powerless, convince them that they don't have any power here in this situation. I think they feel that they needed to be kind of undercover in approaching you. And for some, that could be because there is like a type of professional position. And it's not okay for somebody in a professional position to hit on you. But I kind of feel like maybe you're not this person's like patient or something like that, you know, or their client or something. Or they had to maybe or they had to be careful because they were ending this relationship. I think they know that their ex can be a little crazy too. So maybe for some, they just kind of felt that way. But I feel like this person's like actually feeling really sad, very remorseful. They are kind of sneaking around, and maybe they feel like you're moving on with somebody else, because there was maybe a tower moment here around this King of Wands. Okay, and so maybe for some of you, I don't know if you're with this King of Wands or if it was just a hookup with the Tower energy, but I feel like this King of Wands is this person's shadow. So ironically, I feel like this person, that's a lot of information to have. So I feel like you might see this person, because our shadow is things that we have and that we can naturally tap into. And I think this person is like, maybe they don't feel like they're attractive, but I feel like they are attractive. I think this person, I feel like this person doesn't understand attractiveness, because I'm just getting that this person has like a kind of charisma, or they have, they do have things that actually do make them really attractive. But I think this person's like, there's something about somebody that they know, that you hooked up with, or maybe that you are with, that they know about. Okay, maybe this is an ex for some of you too, because like this person, they stalked your social media, okay? Like whoever this person is, they play it cool as a cucumber, but they were kind of stalking your social media, and then they were comparing themselves to this King of Wands, whoever this is. And that brought up their insecurities because they don't feel like they're very attractive, but I actually feel like this person is attractive. How do you feel about this person? Oh, yeah. Ace of Wands. You feel like they're attractive, but you also feel like they're not interested in you. And you got your nose stuck in a book. This is you being Elle Woods, and you're learning something, or you're trying to better yourself in some way. So you don't actually feel like this person's interested in you, but you actually do think that they're really sexy and that they got it going on. And again, I think that you have been in your head about this? I think you think that this person's really attractive. I think that you feel like this person has multiple options, and why would they choose you, kind of a thing, or why would you flatter yourself to think that they're... So this is funny because I feel like this person is really attractive, but they've stuffed that down in their shadow. They're intimidated by, I want to say it's somebody that they saw on your social media. And so both of you like each other, but I wonder if there's some interference that's going on here. Yeah. Yeah. So this ex, like, I think their energy affects this situation because I feel like this is karmic. They have a karmic around them, and I feel like this karmic has been around for multiple lifetimes. I'm hearing at least 7. And they won't let go of this person's energy, and they keep this person feeling weak and insecure about themselves because they don't... Again, I'm hearing that from that Anna Psychology video where she says abusers, they try to make you feel... They try to chip away at your independence, and they try to make you feel powerless or like you don't have options. And that's what's crazy is you look at this person like they have a lot of options. Like, why would they choose you? And there's something that this ex is doing, and it's a way that they, I don't know, engage with this person. It could be energetic because they're kind of like up in this person's energy field. They're up in this person's like space in their home and stuff that has them like thinking that they don't have the options that they do and that they're not as attractive as they are. Because I'm not even getting that this person looks bad or like that they're ugly or something, but I'm just getting like they might not fit like, I don't know, tall, dark, and handsome or something like that. But I feel like they are really attractive. And like they have all the other things like the charisma and the, you know, the know-how and the you know, the I'm capable, like all those kinds of things. And that make somebody attractive, and yet they're being kept from seeing it. And I think this ex feels ashamed on some level. They do feel ashamed, but they are invested in some type of long journey, and they've been at this for a while. Maybe in this lifetime, but it's certainly for a while. They've been at this for a while and they can't let go. And they're so jealous here. And yeah, they like start fights with your person. So I think they keep this person like bombarded, like with fights and stuff whenever you're around. And they're trying to get that person to just be too drained or exhausted to like, this person's in an abusive situation, I think. Like they're trying to keep this person too drained or exhausted to engage with you well, you know? Because I'm seeing somebody with a black eye, but I feel like this is more emotional exhaustion that makes this person feel like not attractive, like whenever you're around. Because this person will like attack them beforehand or something. I feel like you probably don't even know that this is going on. Okay, who is this person that likes you? Oh my gosh, the 5 of Pentacles. This is somebody who's very successful. So that's not a money thing. And I don't feel like this person's lacking. I feel like this person feels shut out of your existence. Oh my gosh, there is somebody here that they think about. And maybe it's more than one person. They view somebody who is like, this person's really comparing themselves. Maybe it genuinely is to people that you've been in a relationship with in the past. Because I think this person represents something different. I think they're supposed to, Spirit is not trying to hurt this person with this. Spirit is trying to help this person with this. Spirit is trying to say like, no, this person likes you and this is the kind of people that this person has dated and you fit in that category too. But that's not how this person is, you know? It's not how this person is thinking about it because they, like they're like, I'm not like that. You know, this person likes somebody who is the King of Wands or the Knight of Cups, somebody charming and funny. And like, I feel like they don't think of themselves as that way. But I'm seeing somebody really attractive in my mind. The Rainy Wavy, thank you so much for the super chat. Question, if I'm a gold digger, where's the gold? You've got to use your noodle, brother. Okay, so who is this person? Tell me more about this person. This person has extremely good karma. And I feel like they have also like climbed through something here. And they're supposed to be making a transformation. And it's big, like it's overall in their life. And this ex is kind of wrapped up in it. I think this ex senses the ending because this person can get better people. They really can't. I think that's something that you see in this person. But the ex is like really trying to not let go. And this person can get better people. And I'm talking about like on the inside and the outside. And this ex doesn't want to really see that because they want They want to pull some type of quick maneuver and like win the game is what I'm getting. Like they want the attention, they want the spotlight, but the way that they want to go about getting the spotlight is by being a partner to this person. Yet at the same time, it's like make it make sense. So you're going to get all this attention for being with this person, but they're not worth anything. Like they're not a desirable partner. They're a desirable partner. That's why you think you can get attention from them. But this person that likes you doesn't see that about themselves. It's crazy. There's something about you that is different, but it really works. This is a strong soulmate connection. You guys are very well balanced together. This person sees that. And I think this person, okay, like they think that you're really attractive and they think that you've dated attractive people. There's one or maybe two people that they really think about. And, but they like you for, I think this person feels like maybe it's a minor inconvenience that you're so attractive. Because they actually really like you and they would be able to be with you. But spirit is like, no, you're missing the point. You are attractive. You are attractive. Go get your attractive partner. Like, that's what spirit is trying to say to this person. But they're like, oh, it's such a drag that they're so attractive because then they have these options, and it's like, oh my gosh, no. They're really in their head about you. You would never know because I feel like this person like presents themselves as confident. Like they are. They don't just present themselves that way. They present themselves. I think it might be in the context of their work though, where it's like they are confident. They are charismatic. And I don't think that they feel like they're super ugly. I just think that they don't consider themselves like a winner or something in some kind of capacity. Yeah. But they're really kind of disturbed about the competition around you. But I think you're kind of chilling about it. For some of you, maybe there's a mirroring that's going on here where kind of the way that I'm describing your person, they like would say describes you. I'm kind of picturing two people that are attractive, but they don't think that they're attractive. They're like, well, I know that I'm not like, hideously ugly or anything. It is like, no, you're considered attractive. Like spirit's like, how can I like make this, more clear. So what does this person like about you? What do they like about you? Okay, so we're gonna have to get around this obstacle here. But again, I think this has to do with like the effects of the ex, whether that's abusive effects or yeah, maybe I don't know if you see this person around. I think you do probably, but I don't know. Maybe for some of you don't see this person around, but the effects still linger. So it's because like they tore this person down. They wanted to chip away at their independence. They wanted them to think that they didn't have any options, but also there could be some type of energy here. So we have to get around the fact that this person hasn't really considered what they like about you. I think they kind of try to block it out because they think that you can never possibly be interested in them because you have I think you have all these friends. I think you have a close circle of friends and this person's like, I'm not in that close circle of friends. And you have like all these options and it's just asking for heartbreak. That's kind of what I'm getting. But if we get around that and if spirit, if you can help, okay, so if we could get around that with this person and if they could accept that you do like them, they are a viable not just an option, a contender here, like in this situation, what would they say that they like about you? Okay, look, the Lover's card is at the bottom of the deck. I feel like there's something here this ex is trying to make, because at first when this came out, I was like, oh my gosh, this is this ex trying to pretend like they're the lovers, kind of energy. They're freaking not. But, okay, so I think this person actually really likes you. They're kind of fighting their feelings is what I'm getting. So they really like you and there's a lot of passion here. So they find you to be super attractive. You guys might come from different cultural backgrounds. This person's still kind of putting themselves less than you. Okay, but there might be like a height difference or they like the difference between the two of you. It actually makes them feel safe and like cuddly and like warm, like whether this is the man and he can like hold you kind of a thing or the other way around. But there's something like this person sort of likes that you're kind of towering over them in some type of way. And I just heard it makes them feel cute or they think you're cute maybe and look, the Queen of Pentacles, there's a stability here. I actually really like the Queen of Pentacles energy. It's calm, it's confident, things kind of flourish. They like the way that you present. They like the way that you dress. They like how you're kind of unbothered by things, that there's a nobility to you in spirit. And I think they also like that you get attention, but that you get attention maybe for being you get attention, but you're not attention seeking. And you're actually very grounded in your energy, and they really like the way that you dress and the way that you present. Oh, we got the King and Queen of Pentacles here. They definitely feel like you're their counterpart, and they really feel like you guys could have everything together. But okay, so there's something here. It's like a calmness though. And it's a stability, yes, of the pentacles. But I was just saying to Alex, because we watched this movie, it was the Accidental Debutante or something, the Reluctant Debutante. Okay, the Reluctant Debutante. It's like an old movie from the 50s or whatever, and it was actually like surprisingly modern. I mean, the dress wasn't modern, but like the plot was surprisingly modern. But anyways, I said to him, I was like, there is something comforting to me about wealth. Like, they were in England, I think, but I mean like that kind of wealth where they were wearing like the white gloves and everything was like so nice, because he was like a banker or something. And I was like, I think like there's literally an aristocrat. I was like an aristocrat. And I was like, well, there's something really comforting about wealth. Not just that you can, afford different things, but like that kind of society, because as a fearful avoidant, like our wounding is chaos. And being in a kind of group like that, where there's like manners and there's like expectations, you sort of always know what to expect next, like in that next moment. And there's something that I sort of like about that, where it's like when you put your hand in your lap, when you like, now it's time to take the tea. And there is something sort of like comforting about that. So I feel like it does have to do with like the stability here, but I'm kind of getting that impression. And we watched that video last night, and you guys already know that Spirit kind of guides me to pick up messages when like to kind of tease certain things up, and I don't even realize it's happening. And I feel like that's, I kind of unlocked that for this particular group, because that's the way this person sort of feels, is like there is something else though about the predictability, the stability. So I feel like somebody here is comparing themselves to this like King of Wands person, and they're like, oh, that person's so exciting, or they're so this or so that. And actually, I think it maybe flared up. Maybe if this is your ex, right? So maybe it flared up your like, yeah, it was exciting for like 24 hours, and then your nerves were fried. And, so I actually think there's something nice that they actually really like about like the routine, the predictability, maybe that you are well-mannered, or that you are like polite, because their nervous system, I feel like, has maybe just been like fried. There's something that they really appreciate about it. Yeah, they like that you can like spend time on your own, that you're a thinker. They view you as really truly being elevated. It's like in your energy, they feel like you are elevated, and that you kind of glow from within, that you don't, it's like you take yourself seriously in the right ways, and you don't take yourself too seriously in the wrong ways. This person truly likes to give you stuff. They really do. Or they like when you give them stuff. They like doing like little romantic gestures. I feel like this person, or reverse it, because I'm kind of lost. After I said that there might be some mirroring energy here, like maybe gift giving is like a love language here, but they like to give you things that reflect your value. There's something, you say it best when you say nothing at all. So I feel like it's not the words thing. I feel like this person, words of affirmation are not their thing. Because I feel like this is somebody who gets words of affirmation like for, I think, their career. And it doesn't tie over into their love life. Like that's not really their love language. But like it's the little things, I actually am getting that. Like it's the fact that you put things back where you found them. It's the fact that you will unload the dishwasher. It's the fact that, you heard this person say that they didn't want to forget such and such, and you set it out on the counter for them before they leave. It's the little things like that. You're really tapped into like the physical space. This person really likes living with you. I think they feel like you're clean. They like your style. They like your, it's comforting. It's to this person, it's more, and I actually feel like that's what this ex just wants the trappings of like wealth. To somebody else here, it's comforting. It's actually comforting, and it's sort of for their soul a bit needed, I think, like in a rehabilitation sort of sense. They like that you tell the truth. They like that you turn away from liar, like that you turn away from not the truth. Like you kind of have an ear for bullshit is what I'm getting. But I also think that you don't maybe engage with it directly. You just sort of, it'll just drop out of your life, or you just don't pay it any mind or any attention. You just like sort of, if there's somebody where you can kind of tell that they like to tell porcupines, you just turn your back and you just don't have any time for that individual. You don't entertain them, kind of a thing. Yeah, I think that there's something here about your body, like it does really stand out. And I also think some of you might get your friends moving in a way. Or even if your friends, maybe for some of you it's the opposite, where your friends aren't very active, but like I think it's something like, I don't know, you have friends that maybe just, or you hang out and you like enjoy the good life, but that you have this it's something, it has to do with you're not afraid to go off and do something on your own, even if it's something that like your friends don't like to do. But I think it's kind of what I'm getting like is people maybe that don't like to go hike or like work out or something. And you'll still do that, even though that's kind of the opinion, but also you don't bother your friends with it. Like you don't then come back and talk about like, your whatever, it feels like workout session or something. Or some of you, it might even be that you're really into, maybe you don't do this yourself, but you're really into like boxing or something. And your friends are like, I don't really want to go watch somebody like get beat up or something. And you don't like bother them with that, but you still will go off and like watch a boxing match by yourself or something like that. It feels like something like that. Okay. Anything else that this person likes about you? Yeah, this person knows that you really were like determined to get yourself out of like a bad situation, or that you'd never gave up on yourself or something like that. I think this person seems to know, they seem to watch you. They seem to know a lot about you, about your like inner self. Let me just ask about that, because their ex was the stalker, but let me just make sure. Oh, I feel like somebody maybe told them something about you and they really liked it. But maybe it also made them feel, yeah, this person really wants your attention. Now we're kind of, I forgot about that. Yeah. That there's this thing where they're really sad and they feel like they can't get your attention, and they kind of just like watch you and stuff because they have this, this is a person who is supposed to be shedding an entire skin, like about their whole life. They're really supposed to level up because they could do so much better for themselves, but their self-esteem has been eroded so much by the ex. And I think there is a group of people, this person is supposed to like phoenix into a whole new chapter because they really have earned it, and they need to get away from these people. Because I feel like the friends that are around are like, they belong to the ex kind of a thing. Like they just kind of plant people around this person to reflect back just to keep them, just to keep them thinking that they don't have any options or something. So they're supposed to just phoenix out and away from this, burn it all, like that purifying fire, not literally, but just, purify that all. And then they'll be a lot happier because, and still it'll take some time for this person to heal because, to actually, they need healthy mirrors around them. That's really, they think they have all these problems, but they really only have one. And the problem is the ex. And this person's been around him for a long time. Like I'm getting lifetimes, like 7 lifetimes. And where this like they can't, and I'm not even getting that they feel a responsibility towards this ex. I just feel like their abuse has been successful, or like their energy work or their magic has been successful in keeping this person downtrodden. They might even feel like this ex is like the only positive thing in their life. How do they feel about the ex? I just want to see. I keep calling them the ex, so how do they feel about that person? I think that they know every single thing that I just told you. I think they know. They do watch the ex, and I think they know that the ex is kind of trying to make them jealous or something by like having some, oh wait, hold on. This is a wily ass person. Hold on. How do they really feel about the ex? How do they really feel about the ex? They're unsure. There we go. The ex just tried to run interference, like right in front of me. Like this is a wily ass fucking person. And yeah, so Because I think that they see you as having left and like you're reinventing yourself, or you're just, and I think you showed the way, like because this person sees in you the path that they're really supposed to take, where they're supposed to get rid of this. And so they're trying to make it seem like you're the ex. I don't know if you guys have dated this person before. This ex like gets everything all loop-de-loo. But they are confused. They're confused about that. I think they feel like the ex has options. The ex doesn't have the options that this person has, and they don't have the quality of options that this person has. It's a shame that they don't know that. It is an actual crying shame. But they also, yeah, they're nervous. They don't know if the ex is a karmic or the empress. That's where they're at. They don't know. Let me just double check. Yeah, they don't know. I'm just asking that because this person clearly does have a crush on you, and I'm just trying to make sure that they're not like, they messed with it once before. But yeah, they're unsure. But the ex is a terrible person. Terrible. Like, and you are, I don't think this ex is an ex. Are they an ex? You know, I think actually you've moved away from this person, from this situation. You might not have like moved far, but I feel like you got away from whatever this is, because I'm just sort of seeing you on the periphery of something here. And this person's kind of, I think, waiting for their ships to come in with you. I think this person's kind of like, are you going to talk to me? Are you coming back, kind of a thing? But there's something they can't get out of their head when it comes to the ex, because the ex makes themselves really self-important. I keep calling them the ex. But this person like makes themselves really self-important in this person's space. That is what's blocking you from coming back in. I think you felt uncomfortable around this person. And there's like some type of betrayal energy, and they think about it. They don't want to think about it, but they kind of think about it, because I feel like the ex showed their true colors then. And they don't, maybe that had to do with you, or maybe it had to do with another situation, but there's something that they don't really want to think about, because it's like, I'm hearing avalanche. It's like when they think about it, there's going to be an entire avalanche, and something here that they look to me like they're on the top of a mountain. It's all going to kind of come falling down, and they don't want to see what's underneath. They really don't. Because it's overwhelming for them that they have invested a lot. They've invested a lot in this ex. I think this goes on lifetimes between the two of them, which still, it can go on for eternity. Doesn't make them soulmates. Like, this will still be just a karmic that you couldn't get rid of for eternity. You know, what do you want to make it 10 lifetimes you couldn't get rid of this person? That's all it's ever going to be, is a karmic you couldn't get rid of for 10 lifetimes. You know, and we're all human. We're all going through our own learning experiences. But like, I just think this person has invested a lot, or there's like, this person's just been around them. They're just used to having that. And I feel like it's kind of, I don't know. They think this person's the sun. Like this person, like their whole world, this person makes themselves so self-important in their universe that they think everything revolves around this ex, and they really don't know the question of who they would be if this ex wasn't there. They really don't know. This is sad. This is really sad. And yeah, I'm hearing that Angel Hayes song. They almost maybe worship this ex, or they were kind of taught to. But it's like, I realized I was a preacher. Yeah. Born to destroy the fallacy, start creating believers. This is about like taking your power back. I wish I could remember that. Money cannot buy all the love that's here tonight. Dang. Oh, it's something like, especially if they hollow. It's like, you got to follow yourself. You're the only person alive who holds the key to your healing. And it's like, you shouldn't listen, like, especially if you're hollow, you have to recognize that. And this person's hollow because they've given over their power to this ex, and everything revolves around them. They're like, well, who would I be if, yeah. And it's like, well, I don't know, but you're nobody now. Like, this person, for as successful as they are and as like promising as they are, they're nobody. Like, because this ex commandeers everything and really truly has nothing to give and nothing to offer and is not great. They're not great at all. They just pull a bunch of like abuse tactics here. And I just saw somebody like the boy in the bubble kind of a thing, but like they're in this kind of bubble. They try to keep themselves, they try to keep themselves in such a position where nobody can come at them. Nobody can attack them, because to attack them is to attack goodness itself, or like, but yeah, they hate it because I think maybe I'm like kind of calling this person out, and I feel like people are maybe starting to call this person out more. And so the bubble that they try to keep themselves in is sort of like, I think they coat themselves in lore, if you will. Like some type of lore that they're this great person, that they're the divine person, that they belong with your person. Like there's some type of lore, but it's all phony. It's all fake. And so like this person really wants to keep people from questioning that, or from, because that's going to be their undoing. And they're already kind of precariously holding all of this together. And your person can't see that, because your person just can't see that. They do focus actually a lot on you moving away from them and healing, because I feel like you're the actual soulmate here. But you might not have been close to this person for like 7 lifetimes. So, but the connection is still there, because there's an actual connection that was like forged by God. That's not the same. That's not true for the two of them. Yeah, you're kind of a wish fulfillment. You represent freedom, and they kind of don't want to see that because they think that they're in a teamwork situation with their partner. This is sunken cost fallacy. In this lifetime and in multiple others, this person has to break through sunken cost fallacy. And it's weird because this person, okay, I was wondering this as we were moving through, how does an abuser that is trying to make who's trying to make them think that they're not independent and that they don't have other options, right? In order to make somebody think that they're powerless. How do they do that with somebody who has so much? Because I think this person really has stuff. Like they have money, they have options, what they would do is they would make themselves the center of their world and make them think that all of that would come crumbling down if it weren't for them. And that's not true, because people go to this person for their skills. People go to this person because of their demeanor, because of their charisma. That's why, but this partner wants them to think that they're successful because they have them in their life. That's not true. So they've tried to make themselves the center of this person's universe. They've tried to embed themselves, when actually I feel like I would say there's a supporting character at best, but they're just not even that, because they're unsupportive. They undermine everything. But from the outside, it's like, even looking at them, it's like that person's a supporting character at best. And they're very undermining. And so I think they have your person scared that the bottom would just fall out of their life if this person left. And it's not the case at all. Actually, I think, they go through a divorce, which isn't going to be a fun time. It's not a fun time for anybody, but it would be worth doing. And they need to go through a spiritual divorce with this person, my God. And they would move away, and then this person would be a lot happier. They might not recover in this lifetime, because there's quite a bit of karma that's wrapped up in them choosing this ex and keeping this ex protected or something here like that. But I think they could rebuild themselves back up, and they need to go on some type of healing journey. And for some, even the career that they're in or like whatever position they're in, it's not necessarily where they go. This ex, like over these lifetimes, have just kind of like corrupted them and pushed them in this direction. And it's not really who they authentically are. Like whatever it is that they do for a living, and I think that they're maybe accomplished and like very prosperous in, I don't think that's who they really are. Spirit is trying to get through to this person. And I think that's kind of what you were sent in to help do. Because you're this sunlight. Again, I'm seeing you just like on the edge. Spirit's like, I don't even need to get in there to change this person. Because they're ready. It's like they're ready to kind of see it. And they're ready. They need to take off that King of Wands energy. And so maybe they see you as the King of Wands. They also could see that. And if you're a woman, this is like, to me, it's Jesha energy. So you're somebody that didn't get enough credit. You do a lot of work. Oh, okay. So this ex tries to say like, oh, I'm the reason, but you could have actually done a lot of work, and then you didn't get paid enough, and you didn't get recognized enough. Like whenever you were around her, your contribution wasn't really seen, or you were used and discarded, or this person like stole your ideas or something like that. And that could be in a previous lifetime, because this is long standing. This is trouble. What's happening here? Trouble. This is a situation, like what's going on here. And, yeah. And I think that this ex caused an argument here, and it hurts this whoever has a crush on you, it hurts them to think about it, because they think that you were betrayed because there was blood spilled, they think that you were betrayed, and that, and you weren't given enough credit, and that you were kind of suffocated out. And this is a very prosperous person. So I think this person kind of is like, I should get paid very well for what I do. Meanwhile, they're not paying you, or like maybe their ex was in charge of the books or something, or like, they're like, I should get paid well, but they think that. And then like, but you're not, like, so Because remember I said that this person is like treats women as equals. And so I think for a lot of you, you are not treated as an equal, and that would really bother this person. And they don't want to see what's beneath that and like why that happened. But I feel like something here is about to like get lobbed off, but it's like an avalanche. It's just all going to come down. And I feel like the ex sort of feels it, you know, because they're like really precarious, trying to hold everything together with two chewing gums and a toothpick, you know, and it's just all going to kind of come crashing down. But I feel like for a lot of you, you don't even know this is going on. I feel like you've already moved away from the situation because I think basically this ex made you feel uncomfortable. They could have sent some type of magic, like a banish spell is kind of what I'm getting. And they're trying to control the way that you're like viewed, like that you deserved to be sent off and betrayed and not given credit or something like that. But that's just not the case, is it? It's just not the case. Yeah. So this person needs to pick up their own inner, I feel like the way, like this inner King of Wands, this person, like, especially if it's a masculine, they need to be the masculine version of that. Like where they need to take their power back. And, you know, for some, they need to be single for a while and they need to maybe like have some fun, you know, let loose and have some fun. This isn't a jerk, like, you know, because they need to know that they're attractive and they do need to know that they have options. But also I feel like they need to see in themselves the way that you were treated, like that they actually do a lot and that they're not given enough credit because this ex has tried to install themselves centrally in their world and they take the credit. It's like stolen valor, you know, they take the credit of what this person has done and they make it seem like it's because of them that this person is like seen a certain way or successful. And that's not the case. So in a way, this person is kind of being stolen from by this person that they have kind of like around them. It's really sad that this person looks at the person that is, I think they're maybe married to, maybe they have kids with. This person's like embedded themselves. It's really sad that they look at this person in any kind of positive light whatsoever because I'm looking for a redeeming quality and baby, there's none. There is none. Like this person just puts on a show. That's all they do. And it's very precariously held together. And this person is really, I think that this is a smart person and I think that they can see that. And I think that they're terrified of that realization. I kind of feel like your person's already noticed it. And then I think they stuff it down and they don't want to see it because everything would fall apart. They would be like, oh my God, like I wasted so much time with this person and they really did, you know, but it's like sunken cost fallacy. You wasted a bunch of time. You invested a lot in this person, but no more. Like you need to cut away. You need to get away. And start cleaning up your mess and start moving in a healthier direction and start healing. But I'm just seeing this person wailing and crying and looking up to this guy like, my God, I'm so sorry. Like, I feel like this person has like, I'm seeing that they built this like monument, but it was like against God. Like whatever it was, it's not where this person is supposed to be. Like this person's supposed to be elsewhere with their energy. Doing something else. And they were like, but I'm kind of getting like, I thought that I was doing the right thing. This person was like manipulated. And by manipulated, I mean, this ex was like, what we're going to do is we're going to fold you over. We're going to insert your head right into your bum here. That's where it goes, actually. It goes in there. So, and he's like, it's really dark and smelly. And they're like, that's the way it's supposed to be. That's how you're supposed to navigate life. Because if your head is in your bum and it's all really dark, well, you need somebody to navigate for you. And then this ex will just kind of convince them that they need somebody to navigate for them. Instead of, actually, that's not where your head goes. It's not where your head goes. That's like really the only thing that this person needs to be told. And then they need to go take a shower and hose off. And that's really all. But I think this ex was like getting them all like twisted up into a pretzel. And this person's like, am I perfect yet? No, because mama needs a new handbag. Okay, actually, I want us to go over there. So like they just it's horribly abusive, horribly. And this person just kind of falls with it because they don't have a King of Wands inside of them where they need to stand up for themselves. They need to stand up for themselves. And I think, again, it's like a crashing, horrible realization that they have participated in this. That's really what it's going to be. Because they were really under the impression that they were doing something good or righteous or helpful, that they were a tower, that they were a king among men, because that's, you know, the ex would just kind of fluff them up. But it's manipulation. Nah, it's manipulation. But I also think this person's like sort of used to getting compliments because they are good at something, you know? But the ex won't compliment them for that. But they will compliment them for being submissive and subservient to them. They'll basically be like, oh my gosh, you're so submissive. Basically. You always do your best when you're submissive to me. And they'll make them think that certain things were their idea. It's gross. This is so gross. Okay, so anyways, that's pile number 3. These are the people that have crushes on you. Aren't you excited? So I guess we'll see if there's any general messages. Oh, remember we said we were going to try to do the general messages first. Didn't we say that? And then I didn't do that. Okay, let's just compassion that. Let's just compassion all of that. You know, we all go down wrong paths in life and for many lifetimes. So we'll leave that be. Okay, so Spirit, what my sage, I always sage my cards really well, and then I just have sage falling out of everywhere. Okay, so Spirit, what message do you have for us in a general sense? Okay, we got no exit. Trapped in a situation with no exit or escape, experiences a perpetual return to the same situations, trapped in an infinite loop with no escape, engages in a Sisyphean task that never ends. And then look, trap, love trap. Love trap, baby love trap. Drawn to deceptive allure and ignoring hidden dangers. That reminds me of glib and superficial charm, which is from the psychopathy checklist. Okay, why is this coming through? And is this a continuation of pile number 3? Oh, trump card. So this says hidden riches, revealing them only to the worthy. Reserved power. Okay, so narcissists, contrary to what a lot of people who've been through narcissistic abuse believe, narcissists are attracted to people who are attractive. That's why they were drawn in. Because when you go through that experience, you're like, what was it? Like you thought that I was weak, you know, or like you saw me as like a victim or something. No, they are drawn into people that they feel are attractive, somebody that they feel is going to boost their profile in some type of way. But I feel like what Spirit is saying is that you are learning to only reveal, you have these hidden riches, and to only reveal them to the worthy. So maybe not, I don't know, only revealing certain things about yourself that are maybe shiny or glitzy to the people that are worthy, like kind of vetting people a little bit more. Reserved power and using it strategically when needed. So if you feel like you are stuck in some type of situation, I just heard this is a song that never ends. Yes, it goes on and on, my friends. Some people started singing it not knowing what it was, and they'll continue singing it forever just because this is a song that never ends, right? So if you're stuck in like a loop like that, it's reserving your power and using it strategically when needed. And this reminds me of like the Gestalt loop, for those of you that are familiar with that. So I can't remember every single one of the stages, but it just, every single time we do anything or that we make a decision, it kind of goes really quickly through these like different processes where like an idea kind of appears in your mind and you kind of vet it really quick. And then you know, and so the point of knowing the loop is if you want to break a cycle, then you kind of need to know the best point at which, what's the weakest point in the cycle where you could put some pressure on that in order to kind of break it. So I feel like, if you're stuck in this situation, whatever it is, because I'm kind of picturing a Chinese finger trap now where if you pull on it, it's just going to exhaust you. That's not really the way. You have to kind of relax, accept it, push inwards and like be released. So I feel like that's maybe the path forward, is to not rail against it, to just kind of look at the situation that you are kind of trapped in. And know that karmically speaking, everything that we do kind of like makes a maneuver. Alex's mom has this thing she got from a little flea market thing. It's like a 3D printed thing. I wish that I could show it to you, but it's like you can move things all around. It's all like kind of attached together, but there is this like tiny little like handle that comes out of it. And when you pull it up, the rest of it all kind of moves up with it. Like you can't move, like you move the whole thing around by like the handle. And that's kind of how life is. Like that's kind of how karma is. Like every single thing that you're doing, like all of life, karmically speaking, just sort of like moves around it. There's a whole karmic apparatus. So it's not about, you know, struggling against it. It's about like seeing it, accepting certain things about that. And yeah, and then I just saw it actually just disappear. I saw you actually slip out of the bottom of it. Like it's not going to have the same kind of like stick, but I feel like you're going to know then how to move strategically, I think. Look, fatal blow. The doctrine of mutually assured destruction. I feel like you're worried that it's not about destroying this other person. Like, okay, well, how do I take them down? It's not about doing that. It's about just accepting like that this is a person that is an enemy. This is somebody that's a hidden enemy. Just accept that and move away from them as gracefully as possible. And just focus on getting yourself untangled. don't focus on, yes, they are an enemy, but that doesn't mean that you have to go blow to blow with them. You might be really angry. You might be really mad, like when you see this, but I feel like you're probably actually grieving and you're really sad and you're kind of like feeling the loss of something here, but it's not about that. It's just about, I think for a lot of you, you feel like, well, the only way to get out of this would be to kind of like destroy myself too. But I don't, like, you don't have to necessarily fight this person is kind of what I'm getting. Yeah, self-discipline. The answer to your question is self-discipline. Like, it's not about like fighting this person. It's just about having self-discipline, like having acceptance. I'm just seeing you sit very calmly. And I'm not like denying that you're in a type of situation here, but I'm seeing you just kind of sit. Because I think for some of you, you've been in this situation for a while. So it's like you've been in this situation for a while, you know? I'm just seeing like you kind of just sitting and you have, first of all, I think that you have turned inwards because I'm seeing your eyes closed. So you've kind of checked in with yourself here. And then I'm seeing you open your eyes and just sort of look around and just sort of map your prison cell, whatever this is. Understand the ways in which you got kind of, because now I'm seeing somebody here or like multiple people, whatever the situation is, like throwing ropes around you and you're kind of like, you know, like just notice every rope, like just kind of start looking at it and like understand that because there's karma always teaches us a lesson. So learn the lesson, basically. Like look around, see how things kind of got this bad or see how things kind of like were shaped, you know, shaping up. Oh, look. And then this says you are not alone in the storm. So once you're doing that, there's no other reason karmically, because your soul wanted to learn some type of lesson here or learn how to get out of this. Like you chose to go back in is kind of what I'm getting. So not that you're responsible for any like abuse or anything like that. That's not what I'm saying. But I feel like you're not alone. And I feel like you're going to get pulled out like in some type of way here. I'm sorry for dragging you into the Sisyphean task. It feels like we're both pushing that boulder up the hill only to see it roll back down. Social mask. Wearing a mask to hide true emotions. Ew. I feel like there could be somebody here that you're with and they're going to put on their mask again for you. Look how comical that is. Okay. You probably can see their social mask exactly like this at this point where you're like, oh, that's believable. Look at your believable face. You know, like they are wearing a mask to hide their true emotions and to avoid vulnerability. They're offering surface smiles to hide a deeper pain. So, and they might even say like, I'm so sorry for like bringing you into my own drama. Like they might even open up about their own pain. Like, I know I can be this way. I know I can be that way. It seems like ownership, but I think you've been around with this person. I think, you know, it's superficial. Look, danger approaching. Yeah. A sense of foreboding fills the air and weighs on your mind. Exploitation. Others having power over you due to what they know. So I'm wondering if you feel like you're in a situation where people know things about you and you feel kind of trapped by that. Look, yeah, ultimatum. Activates during emergencies and signals imminent action. This person might be like, I hate this. This is such an abuser thing where it's like, well, I would really hate to push this big red button and then all your secrets would be exposed. I really hate that. But you would leave me no choice, you know? Like stop seeing this person as a good guy. Like just stop. I feel like you're worried that I feel like you buy into like the fake smiles or something because you feel like it makes your life easier. And don't put yourself in danger. I feel like maybe go through the motions of that. But internally is what I'm saying. Like internally just be like, what a piece of shit. Like, you know, like every single time you're forced to do the rigmarole. Be like, never forget that this person is holding you there hostage and making you smile at them. There's nothing worse than somebody who does that. And they're forcing you to smile at them. You know, and they're like, if you try to fight back or take your power back in any way, then they're going to just have to paint you out to be the bully. And they just don't want to have to do that because they're such a good person. No, they're not. And like, tell yourself that in your mind every single time. Okay. So this says adapt and overcome, bend without breaking. I feel like you're in some type of situation where you're just like, oh, like you just want to, you know, get out of this. But it says adapt, overcome, bend without breaking. Focus on your own path and stop seeking validation from external sources. So maybe that's also something that's keeping. I feel like we're looking at the ropes now. Remember I said like, look at the ropes that like, so one of them is comparison. Like you're kind of evaluate yourself by how other people are doing where it's like run your own race kind of a thing. Like if you weren't controlled by that, then that rope wouldn't have stuck, you know, and this person couldn't have like held you down. If you were, you know, maybe you're worried about being compared with somebody here. Yeah. Okay, so, I mean, this does say easily distracted by new attractions, unable to stay loyal. So maybe that's another thing here. So maybe this ex or I don't know why I'm saying that. Or like whoever this is, it's like they know something about you, something that you're not proud of. But like, why not just take full ownership of that? Like if it comes out, let me just ask. I want to commit to success. I want to achieve greatness and never look back. I need to release all distractions. Okay, so I feel like you've maybe been trying to overcome something here. And it's like, I want to achieve this. But again, it's not about like, there's this energy of like, I'm just going to push myself through. And like, it's like learn to be flexible and adapt. Part of that is just being like accepting who you are and accepting like, yeah, I am that way. And not fighting against it so much. Like, cause you're like, okay, I'm never going to think about that again. And then like trying to push through. And it's like, no, like, yeah, like if it were to come out about you, be like, why not say that? Like, I'm trying to be better. I am trying to commit to success. You know, I have been struggling with this or that. I don't know. Petty gains, being penny wise, pound foolish. There's something about the way you're approaching the situation. It's penny wise, pound foolish. It's like you manage this next moment, this next moment, this next moment, and it just kind of keeps like getting you stuck. Yeah. Focus on what can be done now and not what has been delayed. I feel like you've maybe had deadlines to leave this situation or something here, but just focus on what you can do now. Not there's a difference between what's been going on when I'm saying like you've just been focused on like the next step. I mean in like an addictive kind of way. I mean in like a soothe my craving kind of way. I'm really uncomfortable in this moment, so I'm going to do this next thing just to get something off my back here. And then I can breathe. And I think maybe you tell yourself, then I'm going to make this change or whatever. But instead focus on what you can actually do, the small little things, even if it's like, you know, building a nest egg somewhere, stacking some money away privately, you know, look, warning, firing a warning shot is a sign of authority and control. This is a very belligerent energy that you have around you here. Very belligerent. But I'm also getting that I think Spirit's sort of promising that you'll see a warning shot before this person does anything retaliatory. You'll see it. But I am kind of getting like if you're putting money away somewhere, like and this person might find it, you might receive a warning and you'd know to move it, you know, or something like that. Yeah, you're really afraid of condemnation. Okay, but what would happen? And I don't know your situation, okay? And this might be pie in the sky thinking because people do get themselves in situations, I understand. But I'm just like, what would happen if you just allowed all the cards to fall? Okay. I had to keep pulling cards because, again, I feel like this is maybe still a holdover from pile number 3, or it's like a very similar situation. But this is, I feel like for you guys, maybe if you feel like you're stuck in this situation, the ex is trying to make you think that it's going to be like, everything's going to go to shit, basically. But actually, people are going to get a bit of a peek in and they're going to sort of feel, I think they're going to see certain things, especially if you're owning certain things. I mean, Spirit can help you with this. This is the one thing where it's like, Spirit's like, just as a reminder, I'm God and I'm in everyone. Just as a reminder. So like people are going to peek in and they're going to see what I tell them to see is what Spirit's basically saying. So if you're doing your work here and you don't need for them to see the full truth to hold you accountable or to like, you know, whatever, that won't occur. And because I'm seeing they'll kind of view this situation, they'll kind of feel like you were really numb and that possibly there was like, they'll see the coercion, the kind of the abuse that you're afraid somebody is not going to be able to see, like coercion, things that are like that. They're actually going to see that, that you were maybe escaping your emotions with substances. Maybe for some of you, there is a substance issue. You're afraid of that coming out. And they would be like, well, you were really stressed out. Like look at what you were living with. Yeah. So you tried to numb out. People do that. You know, there's a path forward for you. And then look, we have the honor card. They're actually potentially, as you start working through this, or if you own the numbness of it, and if you are like applying yourself, they're going to see this like honor energy. They're going to see you as like overcoming this. Yeah, it's gambling. There's this malfunction energy, this savings, like, yeah, maybe some of you need to ask for help. There's all the vices that are kind of like coming out here. So I don't know what the vice is or if it's more than one, but, yeah. Okay. So let me just ask Spirit one more time, like, what's the advice on this situation, Spirit? What's the advice on this situation? This is all about developing inner strength. You think that the outer world needs to change in order to make it acceptable, but you have too much of a focus on external validation and about what other people think. I feel like this is the thing you feel like has made you successful, is that you're very aware of that. But this is about developing an inner locus of control, an inner self. I need to do what's right for me. That's the thing that's been stuffed down. And I think, ironically, maybe you've been told that you're selfish and you're this and you're that, but that's just somebody else can like yank you around. But you need to develop an inner strength. You need to develop an inner core. And right now that inner core is extremely weak compared to this like outer something here. And so it's about strengthening this up to be more of a match to this. It's not about, right, if that makes sense. Yeah. There's a karmic contract that's going on here. It's helping to turn you into the Empress, or regardless of your gender, like it's helping you to be well-rounded. But there was this like extreme restriction here. Yeah, for some of you, you feel cut off by somebody. And I do think that was karmic, for having this karmic around, or for like being stuck. And I feel like but getting this person, it's stages, like it's progress. And this is the path to getting that person back, is what Spirit's saying. Having that inner strength, being able to kind of say, I don't care. I'm not saying that you're a narcissist. But I'm hearing Dr. K, somebody asked him a question, how are narcissists formed? And he said, well, they were basically, they grew up in a home where they were maybe like incredibly shamed for normal things. And it taught them to put their attention on the external a lot, to seek out that external validation. It taught them that they couldn't trust their inner self, because when they did, they got shamed a lot. And the child is too young and too unsophisticated mentally and in other ways to put together that it's like, well, you're the one, like, you're shaming me. It brings you under a kind of control. And a lot of people have narcissistic parents, like kind of grow up this way. And I feel like if you found yourself in a partnership like this, it felt like home, didn't it? Like maybe it's like out of the frying pan into the fire kind of a thing. Maybe you thought you were escaping something from a home environment, but then you really just got, your partner is the same way, but possibly worse, or they're just in a different way. Because it's like maybe your home life, it was that way, but it was very aristocratic, And then you found a partner that seemed like really bohemian. And so you didn't again, there's a focus on the superficiality. So the people who did this to you in the past might dress in suits, but the person who's doing this to you now dresses in flowy clothes and a scarf. And you're like, well, this person's casual because they dress casual. No, they're not. This is a controlling person. You have to learn how to see their behavior, but you don't feel like you can do that. I just heard qualified. You don't feel qualified to do that because you don't have that inner sense of self. That self that, like, even when people start to mirror back things to you and you're like, I'm not like that. But it's healthy to have that like inner sense of self. That yes, you do check with the outside world, but you build this over time. Anytime that you're interacting with a narcissist, or like, you're not a spring chicken. Like you have experiences that you can kind of, so when you build that sense of self and somebody is like saying, oh, well, they reflect back something that's totally false about you. You just know that you're not, and you have that ability to sort of like push back on it. And so this is really about building that inner locus of control. So even if you can't escape that situation right now, whatever it is, again, I'm seeing you meditating in the middle of all this, because I'm going to try to remember. Well, actually, I don't think that I can get it from her, because she likes it. She just got it. That thing, that like 3D printed thing that you just kind of, you can move it all around, then you lift it up and everything just like, it's like if I was wearing a cloak around my neck, but it was like, it was a parachute that covered like this entire room. And every time I moved, like the whole parachute moved with it. That's karma. And that's the karma that's kind of around you. And I do think that you feel that you're stuck. When you're lost outside, look inside to your soul. When you're stuck outside, look inside to your soul. So maybe just try to, unless you're in a really abusive situation, in which case, reach out to those, the police department, any shelters and things like that. Right. But if again, I feel like for some of you, this is more like, this is like this controlling narcissistic mind game, like weird shit. And they're like hovering, you're not a perfect person. That's all being like hovered over you kind of a thing. Again, I'm seeing you meditating and go inwards, just accepting that that's your situation, and just kind of practice not allowing this person to affect you. Like just that this person is basically full of shit. And this is like, and they'll say anything. Once you kind of realize, they'll say anything to keep you under their control. So I saw in a reading one time, like somebody who was, I saw a butt like for their head, and it was just like, blah, 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 like, and it was just like farting. Like that was the things that they were saying. That's how you have to see this person. So they're controlling you because you take them seriously, basically. And if you realize like that this person is the way that they are, you will stop taking anything that they're reflecting back at you seriously. That's the thing to kind of practice. Because that's like the first step, is identifying safe people who are maybe intelligent, who can tell you the truth about things. But the truth they'd tell you is probably that this person is terrible. And I understand you have your own vices here. You've cheated, you're gambled, you're drinking. Like, well, you're being tortured, babe. So a lot of people would be doing that. You're looking for an escape valve, and you hadn't built up this inner apparatus because I imagine whatever home you came from, there was something similar there where you were just taught to, mold your behavior around like other people. And they maybe weren't trying to do that, but it was just easier to keep you under control, or, to get what they wanted, or for you to be quiet during their show, or like, whatever. So they just sort of built things up that way. So you just have to recognize like this person is not a reliable narrator. I think for some of you, you're confused because maybe this person has said things that were true about like where you came from, but they're the same way, but just like dressed differently. And so they built some type of trust, maybe because they were like, come over here, like, and then they entrapped you, because they were like, oh, you're making it to safety, but it's out of the frying pan into the fryer. And then you cut off this other situation, and those people would maybe help you, but like this other situation is not great. But then like the situation that you're in is also not great, and so you're kind of feeling alone. Again, if you can't do anything outside, I'm just getting like, then we must be pointing you inward, right? That's what your guides are saying. We must be pointing you inward. And so this is about like, I think just maybe spending some time alone. Like, I don't know, like spend some time meditating, like looking, I don't know, sincerely looking inward, but it should be a separate process from this person. And don't like, if they ask you, because they're going to try this person, you want to really limit, this is a narcissist. You want to really limit the information that you give them. You need to gray rock. You need to learn what that is. You need to practice doing that. But just say like, I don't know, it's kind of confusing. I'm still kind of figuring it all out. I really couldn't put it into words. Get used to saying stuff like that. If you have to live with this person, they're not entitled to everything, and they'll just use every bit of information, or you could throw them entirely off your scent. And if you can do that, if you're not good at doing stuff like this, then don't do it. But if something pops up and you're like, I can do it, that might be for the best, because it won't actually trigger you. And then you'll be able to sort of see the way this person will bring it up later and use it against you. And just start to see this person for who and what they are. But then start examining yourself. Like, why did this feel familiar? Why do I like this person? Why do I still give this person the benefit of the doubt? Like, yeah, that kind of thing. And yeah, just and also I'm just kind of rubbing my heart right now. Like, just soothe yourself. Focus on soothing. I feel like this is a group that needs soothing. So it's about doing the work, but it's about you like soothing yourself. It's not about pushing through. Relax. I just heard relax, it'll probably really get on this person's goat. I just saw you in a hot tub. So put a hot tub in, go sit out in the hot tub if you got one, run a bubble bath, whatever it is. And like really actually prioritize your soothing. Don't tell this person that that's what you're doing either, because they'll maybe allow it for a bit, but then they'll turn it against you like in some type of way. But just focus on that. That's how you're going to get strong. And focus on self-love, like loving yourself. And yeah. So, okay, I'm going to leave that there. Huh. Yeah, you feel really small. And I think you realize that this person too has been undermining to people you love, people you would like to be around. Maybe one person in particular that you feel like you really want this person, you really would like to reach out to this person, but they've been really undermining towards that person, and that person doesn't want anything to do with you. But you have to let all that go. That's still focused on the external world. That's what Spirit's saying. That's still focused on so for now, we got to let all that go, and then we just have to focus on yourself. And if you start to hate on yourself, like, I don't know, maybe pick up a workbook on shame or something like that. But try to bring in that self-love. Try to bring in that self-love. Okay. That's what I have for you guys. I think I'm going to leave that there. I like you when you leave that right there. So I'm going to leave that there. I'm going to get some food. I hope that you will as well. We have a From the Vault tomorrow on Patreon, and we do sell candles. If you're interested, they're high quality. And if you want to relax, there's some nice scented ones. We do ritual candles. I won't say too much about that, but if you are interested, we'll drop the link. It's always in the description box. And oh, I'm just letting you know, we got some really cute candles for fall that are coming in. And I think I found some really good ones for Christmas too. And I'm excited to show you guys that. But anyways, that's neither here nor there. But that's what I have. Thanks for spending some time with me on Friday. And I will see you when I see you. Bye, guys.